powerful forms of self-care. In 2024, voting is self-care. Visit rockthevote.org and take action in just 3 easy steps. Check your registration, check in with yourself, and check your voting plan. Visit rockthevote.org.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeart app, and it starts with commercial-free Halloween radio. It's the ultimate Halloween soundtrack for the season with spooky hits,
The Monster Man.
fun throwbacks, and all the essential Halloween anthems. Open the free iHeart app, search Halloween radio and listen now.
iHeart Radio.
Free never sounded so good.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now.
It's your chance at an inflation vacation. Go to ESPNAVL.com and good luck.
Live from the Ingalls studio,
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
the Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. We're seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click that live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in the chat for this
Overreaction Monday.
He's got a little bit back in him. Let's go.
Yeah, it's and now all of the Black Death has descended onto my chest, and I feel like a very fat offensive lineman is sitting on me about right here. So I'm still not 100%.
It's all right.
I'm all right.
It's all right. He's a bit of a gamer. He's a warrior, if you will. And your buddy's in town. Hey. DT's out in Swannanoa right now.
Huge.
Speaking about the Hurricane Helene. Look, as long as it keeps it in the news,
that's fine.
And it keeps the eyeballs on Western North Carolina, keeps that relief flowing through. That's all that matters to me at this point. It's all that should matter to us as well. I want to take this opportunity to remind everybody, Hearts with Hands, that is our favorite little organization to give to here in Western North Carolina that is helping us build back better here after Hurricane Helene. Heartswithhands.org. Welcome into the program, ladies and gentlemen, for this Overreaction Monday. And, hey, how about your Jets, Jeremy?
Nope, not doing it yet. Not doing it yet.
We got to talk about it.
Nope. No, we don't.
I feel like we need to come together. There needs to be some healing.
Nope. We have 2 super chats about that. Start the show with. I'll just go ahead and tell you. We're not starting with the Jets.
You're not, but we got the super chat.
We do. Soaring Eagle. Jets belong on conversation probation. He and I spoke last night. He got to see me at, we'll say, the darkest hour. I'll detail what that looked like in the next hour. I'm not ready to get fired yet.
Okay.
I want to get a few things out before I say the things that are probably going to lead to me being escorted out of the building by someone bigger than me.
Let's try not to do that.
I don't know who that person is because there's not one of them here, but I've given you an hour to go find somebody. That's the first
a little raunchy.
Then there's the second one.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Here we go. Money talk.
Curtis Davis said, I know it's not much, but after the mortgage payments you probably spent at the bar last night, I figure anything helps. I'll go ahead and tell you, I drank 0 alcohol yesterday.
Wow.
I was also afraid of what that much NyQuil plus that much alcohol would do to one person. It would kill most. I feel like it would have tranquilized me, and I overslept anyway.
I was going to say, that's I think they make like hippo tranquilizers out of NyQuil and Fireball. I'm pretty sure.
Now, I do need to clarify, the Jets will be on conversation probation after I say what I'm going to say. I'm just not ready to say it yet.
He's just not ready for it yet.
Hey, look, I'm new to the whole entertainment thing, but you don't start with that.
You got to build the momentum up to that. We need a crescendo of sorts.
Look, I have managed to take my favorite word and then turn it into falafel. I had to find 7 other words to come up with new cute little Kirbyisms. So I got to get my brain right before we go down that path.
Yeah. It did not go the Jets' way, and we'll have more on that coming up in the program here.
But we are going to talk about it. Have no fear.
Of course.
Those that have come to watch me go fully catatonic, just understand I've only been awake for about 90 minutes. I'm not much of a morning person. Alarm went off. Jeremy didn't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Alarm went off 7 more times. Jeremy didn't hear it.
How about the San Francisco 49ers? Is that a good place to start today? Because we can,
it's funny
we can all kind of come together and say that this is done, right?
It's funny you say that because we have a third super chat that I believe I do have the energy to read appropriately.
All right.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Our buddy Colin, he said, I just get to say it, and I'm very happy my Chiefs run the damn ball. And Brock Purdy sucks. Thank you. That's exactly where I wanted to start. Mm-hmm. Hey, you remember there was a time where your favorite punching bag, your favorite guy that you love to tell, oh, he believes in the Jets too much. Weird. I told you before this ever happened. I told you last year there was coming a time that you 49er fans that have wanted to Brock Purdy's he sucks on ice. I told you. Watch the game. That's all you have to do. This is not that hard. If you have to put 4 all-pros around a guy for him to be any good, hey, guess what happens when he doesn't have them? He's not any good. Weird how that works. But they only lost by 10 to the Chiefs. Chiefs don't blow anybody out. Mm-hmm. But if you watch that game, you didn't belong on the same field with them. Not for a minute, not for a second, not for a play. They kicked you in the face. They took your lunchbox that mommy so delicately made for you. They ate the sandwich. They took the note and shoved it in your ear, and they took the wrapping and put it in a much less profitable place.
Was that cathartic enough?
That was cathartic. That felt good, and I'm going to do it 3 more times before this hour's over.
3 interceptions yesterday for Brock Purdy. He was 17 of 31 for 212 yards, and he lost another receiver. Brandon Ayuk, torn ACL. He'll be done.
Meanwhile, it's weird that old Sam Darnold just keeps doing Sam Darnold things.
He does.
In a game where his defense couldn't play dead in the Western.
Mm-hmm.
Still did everything he needed to do. I guess that's just ironic. I guess I just got lucky that I told you for 2 solid years. You're going to regret this. And you do.
Yeah.
Now the question is, what do you do from here? Because if you're San Francisco, you've got to be kind of looking around, and you have to avoid doing what that green team has done. Don't chase a losing hand. All right, if you're playing Texas Hold'em, and I'm not a great poker player, I'm a much better sports gambler. Mm-hmm. This weekend notwithstanding, although I did somehow find a way to make it profitable, which was a small act of God. Thank you, Mike Houston, on your last act as head coach of ECU for scoring the most meaningless touchdown in the history of touchdowns to make this a profitable weekend for me.
Good for you.
Anyway. When you draw 3 and a 7, you can look at that and go, we got a straight draw.
Good.
It's the lowest straight draw on the board. Mm-hmm. We got a straight draw. And you could chase that to your dying breath. And when you look across the table and somebody's got pocket aces, hey, guess what? There's only a couple ways for them to lose. That's where you're at. You got this high-priced wide receiver, this high-priced tight end, another high-priced wide receiver, a high-priced running back, a high-priced edge rusher, a high-priced linebacker. And guess what? It doesn't mean squat because you don't have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, he's the greatest value in the NFL. He ain't going to be for long. What's he worth? What's Brock Purdy worth right now?
Oh, well, you mean what?
Dollars.
What should he be worth, or what is the market going to bear?
I didn't ask what the market is.
Yeah,
you're getting ahead of me.
Okay.
In terms of if you were Steve Forbes and you had to put an evaluation on what Brock Purdy's monetary worth was, what is it?
I'd say $30 million.
I would say you're too high. I'll straight up say you're too high because tell me the quarterback right now that would not make this San Francisco team better. You know how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I'm not even going to ask you that one because, frankly, it's so damn obvious that I don't really think I have to.
Right. That's the one I was thinking of. I was thinking Baker's, 33, I think we gave him?
He's 37.
37?
37
okay.
and some change.
Okay.
You're not even in the ballpark. You're not even in the ballpark. You have the best running back in the NFL. They have Bucky Irving and Sean Tucker, which sounds like the next iteration of who replaces Rush Limbaugh. Wow. I love Clay Travis.
Old Bucky.
I love Bucky too.
Buck's taking strays.
Buck Sexton. For some reason his name was Bucky. It's Buck. Sorry. He's doing it with a god awful defense, horrifically bad defense. He's doing it in a division that's not very good. Hate to break it to you, your division's not very good either.
I was going to say.
The Cardinals are bad. The Los Angeles Rams are bad. Yesterday notwithstanding, the Seattle Seahawks are about as threatening as a Seahawk is because I don't think it's even really a bird. I think it's a bird you made up. And I still look at you. I'm not sure you're even better than Seattle. You beat them. I watched you beat them. I didn't walk away from that going, you're drastically better.
No.
I think you're birds of the exact same feather, which is one of you is going to get a home playoff game, and one of you is going to meet one of those teams in the NFC North, and they are going to mush your face. You will be holding their pocket by the second quarter, I promise you.
Is this the grossest division in the NFC? Because I think it is.
The NFC South is still grosser because the Carolina Panthers are awful.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons they make my head hurt.
As they do every
I feel like Bijan Robinson's just kryptonite of nobody that has him is ever going to know how to use him. So, you know what? Let's just keep running Tyler Algier. It's fine. Kirk Cousins, let's bootleg him out and see if he can throw in the face of a defense. Oh, there went the ball. There it went. That made a ton of sense. A Seahawk is an osprey, apparently. I don't know what that means. You can tell me that was a unicorn. I'm not a zoologist, so sorry, I talk about football.
It's a real thing.
That's okay. Yeah. No birds are real things, just so we're clear. Hashtag birds aren't real. I've been very clear about
nautical bird of prey.
Nautical. That's not a real word. That's a watch company. You jackal.
That's a watch company. They make beach towels, don't they?
I can't believe Divine Comedy's in our chat and has been since this started.
Lord.
Trying to tell me how good the Seahawks are. Dude, I can't with you. I just can't. You want to keep telling me how wrong I am? You beat the Atlanta Falcons. Do you want a cookie? Really? Do you really think you would go into Green Bay and beat Green Bay? Do you think Green Bay wouldn't come into your house and absolutely hurt your feelings? But you're as good, if not better, than San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Because without Brandon Ayuk, guess what you are? You're that same hurt team that I've seen time and time again. It's over. It's been over. I tried to tell you this in the offseason.
Yeah.
You cannot withstand an injury, and right now you've got two. And yesterday, Debo had the scoots, and all of a sudden, now we got George Kittle.
You got way more than two injuries, and that is a killer for a team that is so thin and is so top-heavy. You can't withstand even one or two losses.
Nope.
And you've got 7 now?
Yep. It wasn't hard to predict.
Christian McCaffrey is.
He thinks he's going to come back after the break.
Yeah,
do me a favor. Name me the last time somebody had Achilles tendonitis that they came back and didn't get hurt within a week. Because I can't name you one. I've looked.
Right. This year is just it's a spent cost. You have to be looking at this going, we can't do this. We can't be competitive for anything in the NFC. We can be competitive for the division still, but that goes back to my point of I'm not so sure that this is not the grossest division now. And
here's the thing: the pecking order of the NFC is really not hard to figure out.
No,
the NFC North, I believe, may have the 4 best teams in this conference. Prove me wrong.
With the Chicago Bears? Really?
Prove me wrong. Who you taking over them? The Philadelphia Eagles? Please don't make me laugh.
Oh, no.
Who you taking over them?
No.
The Seattle Seahawks?
I'll take Washington over them. I'll take Tampa over them.
Washington cannot stop a nosebleed defensively, but, man, their offense is really good.
I'll take Atlanta over them.
You're out of your mind.
Really?
On that one, you're crazy.
Really?
You didn't watch what I did yesterday. I wouldn't take the Atlanta the Falcons at this point. You can tell me they're the 6th best team in this conference or the 16th best team in this conference. I don't really care. They are so irrelevant that it doesn't matter. Chicago, to me, just has a high side, and I guess that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But the NFC North is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the best division in this conference.
Sure.
I'm not sure the NFC East isn't too. And then the other 2, you're just fighting for the crumbs of, one of you is going to get in. I don't think you're going to like what happens when you do, because guess who you have to play? You have to play one of these other, whether it's Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson, Jordan Love and the 87 receiver. I think they add a new one every week. I'm just, hey, here's Bo Timbuktu. He played at Poughkeepsie State, and he had a 70-yard bomb. I hate Jordan Love.
San Francisco is done like dinner, though. I don't see it getting any better. And now that you take away all of the weapons, you continue to see what you have, which is a very mediocre quarterback.
So what do you do with him? Because I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you my answer.
Cut him.
No.
Or, just don't re-sign him.
I'll let him walk.
Yeah.
I'll let the New York Giants or the New York Jets or the Cleveland Browns or one of these loser franchises that are so desperate for a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I'll let them do it. I mean, you've proven with the weapons you have the difference between C.J. Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy is negligible at best. But Brock got us to a Super Bowl. So did Jimmy Garoppolo.
Mm-hmm. And look where that got you. Same place.
It's all the same book. It all reads the exact same way. And somebody's going to give him a deal because we're so desperate for quarterbacks.
Yep.
And that's a word that we're going to use a lot today. Desperate. Desperate is a bad place to be, whether you're in San Francisco or in a city named after a fruit, maybe a big fruit. Desperation is bad. Desperation leads to bad things. And our next spin of the wheel of desperation, Cleveland, Ohio.
Woof. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Haywood EMC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, is powering a brighter future for our community by offering college scholarships, education grants, athletic camps, and much more. Serving the rural residents of Western North Carolina with affordable, reliable, safe services and open communications for over 80 years. Learn all of the ways Haywood EMC is working in the community at haywoodemc.com/community.
You don't have to keep living with that joint pain. Real lasting relief is possible with help from QC Kinetics. People here are getting their lives back, getting their mobility back, thanks to QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies that can revitalize your joints. I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine using your own body's healing properties, highly concentrated and carefully placed in your achy joint. Back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, these are cutting-edge treatments that require no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a quick, in-office procedure that can get you moving again. These protocols have been developed by medical professionals and under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a former orthopedic surgeon and a pioneer in clinical regenerative medicine. Listen, is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? You owe it to yourself to learn more. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville.
FEMA disaster assistance may be more than just the first check you receive. There's also assistance for temporary housing, home repairs, moving costs, rental assistance, and more, but you have to apply. If you are in a county approved for FEMA individual assistance, go to disasterassistance.gov. Call 1-800-621-3362 or find a disaster recovery center at fema.gov/DRC. Apply for FEMA assistance today.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or ClarissaSellsWNC@gmail.com.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Kai?
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville and Overreaction Monday, and we got super chats to get to.
Just
so
a slew of
let's get to those before we get into cutting into the Cleveland Browns here.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Our buddy Colin asked for my opinion on the Chiefs' defense. In his opinion, it's elite. Look at all the offenses it's slowed down. It is elite. That's one of the reasons that it's so easy for me to be so braggadocious about all of these mid-tier teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and we're going to do power rankings tomorrow. And guess what? I'm going to do power rankings in a different way tomorrow than I've ever done them before. Because this is a season unlike I have ever seen before of you can give me 4 teams in the NFL, I'll give you the rest. You can have the rest, I'll bet my house on it.
Yeah.
I don't care because it's so clear how much better 4 teams are than the rest of you. Kansas City is at the top of that pyramid because they're the only team I have seen that offensively and defensively, they can beat you both ways. They can beat you both ways. Nobody's beat them yet, and I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at their schedule, I don't think anybody's going to.
Really?
I can't tell you this team's going to go 17-0. I can tell you they will not be a betting dog in any game all year.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will have to upset them. And now, take on the defense is actually better than the offense. But you got Pat Mahomes, and all he has to do is sit back there and deal, find whichever running back off the trash heap you want to run up the middle, and we're
Kareem
fine.
Hunt, who knew?
Hey, Kareem Hunt, Jerome Bettis, Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Right.
Put Tank Spencer behind Patrick Mahomes. I mean,
I'll do it. I'll take the snaps.
That YPC is going to be real low.
I'll have one better than Trent Richardson.
Fact
Didn't he average
fiction?
like 2.1 a carry, something like that?
Oh, the fact you think you can get there is adorable.
It's got to fall down.
We have another one from Soaring Eagle that we will get to when we discuss that team that I'm not ready to discuss yet.
Okay.
And then we have one more.
All right.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Curtis Davis said, to be honest, I kind of felt bad for Deshaun when I saw him cry, as he had that look of a man who'd realized his dream career is over. Then I figured he'd probably end up on the Raiders, and I got over it. All right, I'm not going to say anything about Cleveland's bad.
Yeah,
the team's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Stefanski, the fact he still has a job makes my brain hurt. How you have that many players on a defense that have regressed to that big of a point, all of it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't what I want to talk about. The sheer fact that you had a stadium full of people that saw exactly what I saw. Because, look, I've been in a lot of stadiums in my life. I've been in a ton of stadiums in the last 4 months. I guarantee you that replay went up on that board.
Yeah.
All you needed was the one from behind, where you see him step back, the leg plant, the leg do the wobble, and he goes down. And you know exactly what happened. The sheer fact that you would laud that and you would cheer that is absolutely repulsive to me. I don't care who you are. I don't care how long you have rooted for this team, rooted against this team. I don't care. If that's something that you take enjoyment out of, you are not a quality human being.
No, you have a problem. And it's hard. I mean, look, there's no excuse for it, right? You should never cheer for anyone getting injured.
No.
It is gross behavior. And I agree with Myles Garrett. He said after the game, look, we're going to be better as a team. We're going to do everything we got to do to be better. But this city, this fan base has to do better. And I fully agree with that. If you were cheering someone's misfortune to that level, it's bad. I mean, what have we said all these years, right? People hate the Philadelphia Eagles because, remember when they cheered for Michael Irvin when he went down and got carted off.
They also threw batteries at Santa Claus.
Bad fans exist everywhere.
Yesterday you had a stadium full of them.
Sure.
Yesterday you had a stadium that was literally so bad that Red Zone wouldn't even play the crowd reaction. If you went back and listened to it, you could tell that they had completely muted the audio from Cleveland, and they were only playing Chris Hansen. That tells you a lot. And I'll be honest with you. Do better. Just be better.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, I feel bad for Cleveland fans. I do. I've always said I have a special place in my heart for fans of teams that have been historically bad because I am a fan of a team that is historically bad. And I get being frustrated. I'm just going to get and tell you, by the end of last night, I was angry to a level that I don't think I've ever seen me be angry to. I still didn't want to see anybody get hurt. I still didn't want to see somebody's leg vibrate that way, knowing very well what that means. That is repulsive behavior. And now I look at it, if I'm Jameis Winston, do I want to be the savior of this franchise?
Yeah.
If you're
another
quarterback out here, do you look at this and go, that's who I want to fight for? Booing Nick Sirianni, you boo him all you want to. You boo him mercilessly. But in terms of somebody who now has a year recovery ahead of them, just to get back to a point where they can do their job. And I get it. Bad guy.
Yeah.
All the things that have come up. Bad guy. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get not liking the guy. But as a people, I would think we're better than that.
You would think.
Wishing the demise on anybody, whether it's career-wise, physically, you get into super morbid, and I don't care if it's a quarterback of a football team, a presidential candidate, I don't care who it is.
Mm-hmm.
As people, be better. Tell me your life, first of all, and I mean this to the highest degree, and if someone else get mad about it, you get mad about it. Tell me your life sucks without telling me it sucks. Where you get some joy out of somebody else's pain. That one line tells me more about you than anything you could ever say to me.
Now, that's the problem that we have, though, in our society, in the social media world that we live in. It's not real for a lot of people. They don't like. I honestly believe that there are so many people that are blind and numb to what is real that we treat these things flippantly. Guy gets hurt. Oh, good. I don't have to watch him play football anymore. That gives me some kind of joy. Again, it's wrong and repulsive and gross. But I mean, I think it is an indictment on where we're at, and it's an indictment where this franchise is at. That your franchise is that your fan base is at that point where they will cheer something like this
for sure,
for something different
for sure. I mean, look, I get being over it. I get being very disappointed. You got a 1-6 team here that you thought was destined to be back in the playoffs, even with a mediocre Deshaun Watson, and it's been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Your running game hasn't been great. Your defense has been bad. I understand every bit of that. You want to boo. You want to throw things. Not things that would hurt people.
Don't throw things. Don't do that.
Water bottles and
Texas
things like
fans,
that.
Stop it.
We'll talk about that later. I'm still dumbfounded about what exactly did I just say? Anyway. You can be as angry at your team as you want to be. And trust me, I get it. I get living, breathing, eating, sleeping your team. I told my wife last night the longest relationship I have is with the New York Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of my parents. I get being disappointed and angry and a visceral response. I do not understand how somebody wakes up in the morning, puts a pair of pants on and a jersey and a dog face or whatever you got on in that crowd and sees somebody's life get changed in an unbelievable manner.
Mm-hmm.
That could be it.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
He's a young guy, youngish guy, and medical advances have come a long way. But if you don't believe me how much of a difference that makes, watch Aaron Rodgers, watch Kirk Cousins. Those two move like me at this point, and I get it. They're way older. But you got to do better than that.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Overreaction Monday continues after this.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable, too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Norton 360.
October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your online security with Norton 360. As PCMag's most awarded security brand, Norton blocked over 219 million threats last year. Stay ahead of cyber threats with Norton 360. Get up to 58% off at norton.com/secure.
Cullowhee is the place to be on Saturday, November 2nd, as WCU football takes on Chattanooga for homecoming. Come cheer on the Catamounts in what is the 50th anniversary of E.J. Whitmire Stadium as WCU takes the Mocs in a SoCon showdown. Advanced ticket sales start at just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. on the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
Storm Pro Solution is here to help you in your time of need, providing top roofing and water damage restoration services, tree removals, and storm damage assessments. Call Storm Pro Solution at 828-318-7096.
Haywood Regional Medical Center is thrilled to welcome primary care physician Dr. Tony Lee to our staff this fall. Dr. Lee will practice family medicine at our new Haywood Family Practice Asheville location on Acton Circle, just off the Enka-Candler exit on I-40. Dr. Lee is a local doctor returning home, bringing his expertise in primary care, a passion for prevention, and a commitment to lasting relationships with patients. Call 800-424-DOCS for an appointment. That's 800-424-DOCS or visit haywoodmedicalgroup.com.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is ESPN Asheville, and last week we had some news come out of the college basketball world that we didn't touch on because, Football Friday, and we were all sick and everything.
And because it's a team that's about as entertaining as watching.
Well, that's true. That is very true. However, you cannot deny, though, college basketball is losing one of its best coaches again.
Are they, though?
Come on. Tony Bennett. You may not like the style of basketball that he ran at Virginia, but he won a lot.
Nobody likes the style of basketball.
He won a lot of games.
That's why he's retiring.
He won a national championship doing that, got close to at least another national championship.
Also was the first one seed to ever lose to a 16 seed.
He was. I'm not saying there weren't flaws, right? I'm not saying there weren't setbacks. There clearly were. But I still think Tony Bennett's one of the best coaches, culture builders that college basketball had to offer. And in the age of name, image, and likeness and the transfer portal and player freedom, he can't do it anymore.
Well, of course he can't. You're asking 18-year-old kids, okay, so you're not really ever going to play as freshmen. You good with that? And then our leading scorer is going to average 11 points a game. Because in my day, that's how we did it.
Look, they still use peach baskets up there in Charlottesville.
Sure.
But I think it's still a pretty big loss for college basketball. And afterwards, he said exactly what we've been screaming of, you have to have some kind of a limit on the name, image, and likeness stuff. At some point, somebody's going to have to step in and go, hey, that contract thing that we've been talking about for a while?
Yeah, maybe
we should probably
get on
do that.
Hey, those lawyers that we pay? Maybe we should get them on that, because that seems like an important thing to do.
Right. I mean, we're going on what? This is year 3 now of the Wild Wild West? And still nothing from the NCAA as far as any kind of restrictions or controls, or no plan for this.
Nope.
Amazing.
It's
amazing that they're
baby.
just going to keep letting it go downhill. Because at some point, you're going to have to try to put the genie back in the bottle. At least put some chains on that dude or gal. I don't mean to be sexist or anything. I'm just
it's
it is very bad.
It's bad, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care.
Right, really,
I didn't care at all. I saw it and I went, "Woo! Hey, Virginia's irrelevant basketball again. Welcome back to 8 years ago." Sorry, missed you.
8 years ago.
Do you remember the Jeff Jones era? Because I do. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I actually have two stories because neither one of them really is enough to be a whole story. I just found both of them to be really funny. The first one is from the Kansas City-San Francisco game yesterday. It was hot in Santa Clara, like 85 on the field. You know, most teams bring a tent or something to protect the players, have a little fan. Did you see what Kansas City did?
I did not.
They put the backup offensive lineman between the sun and the starters.
That's it?
They used them as a human shield.
Nice.
Okay, guys, this is going to suck because you look like you're a little fair-skinned, and burnt is probably going to happen. But Pat here needs to be protected from the sun.
And that's all they had.
Mahomes would not do it.
Just
but
big meat shield.
If that's what it was.
Yeah.
They built like a big wall of human around all the receivers and Travis Kelce. And I found that to be, first of all, Andy Reid, make chicken salad, I suppose.
Yeah.
But really, how did you even approach that? Like, fellas, I know you're not involved in the game plan at all, but we do have a job for you. We need you to be a wall. Right there. No, not a blocking wall. We don't need you to block anything because
the sun. I need you to block
the sun because Travis Kelce's eyes in the sun and it hurted his eyes so bad. My other story.
I mean, can we not get canopies? Are we not to that point yet where we can have a little roof or something on the bench?
I just wish they'd brought Travis Kelce an umbrella just for the number of Annie references that I would have made.
Annie references?
Oh, yeah. It's a musical with the little...
Yeah, I mean, I know.
She had a little umbrella and a little dance number, and you mark your word. I would have made something funny out of that on social media. Travis is can't be bothered with the sun. My story, the second story, about Arizona State. Did you know they were 5-2? Because I didn't. I was not aware of that.
No.
That team is terrible. And apparently, they can't kick a football to save their lives. So Coach Kenny Dillingham, who has done, obviously, a pretty good job there, they lost to Cincinnati. Missed a couple field goals, and frankly, neither one of them was even close. It looked like one of those Pat McAfee. They staged the kid who's like, "I got this, Pat," and then he takes somebody out like 8 feet away from him. You can be aggressive, but just because you convert doesn't guarantee you can make it one possession. So you would hope that you can make a kick one of those. But our kicking game's atrocious. So if you can kick and you're at Arizona State, email me. We're going to have kicking tryouts on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So bring it on. Kicking tryouts Monday. Let's go.
This ain't the first time they've done this, though, is it?
Well,
didn't they do this last year?
Well, then, the social media gladiators got to Kenny Dillingham, and he had to go to X to apologize. He said, "I'd like to apologize in my post-game press conference. I talked about our kicking game like I do our offense and our defense," which you should.
Yeah.
However, the kicking game is always directed at one player. I should not have done that, and I apologize.
Wah, wah.
The team's losses will always 100% fall on myself. Okay.
I love the way you read that, by the way.
What, like a smallish child? That was
myself.
My mama told me I had to say I was sorry for hitting you with a Lego block in the face. I am so sorry, and I want my Nintendo Switch back, and I need this.
And I need your parents to sign off on this letter.
I need you to sign this and say you accept my apology, so she will give me back my Nintendo Switch.
Do you forgive me? Check yes or no.
Can we? I will give you my juice box on the playground if you check this. Okay.
Why?
I get I get what you said there. I really do. But there is one thing here that the kicker does none of the things that the other guys on this team do. So, yes, when you were brought to a school on a scholarship to kick, and you can't kick, then yes, some criticism is warranted.
Yes.
I understand we live in a society that is softer than the contents of a toddler's diaper. I'm well aware of that. But there comes a time that you have to be able to look at a kid and go, hey, Junior, we brought you here to do a job, and we need you to either do it gooder or let somebody else do it.
Right.
Because you can't kick.
Right.
So if you can't kick, there's really no reason for you to be here. Now, let me give you a real-world application. If I ran a McDonald's fast food establishment and I hired somebody to run the drive-thru, and every time somebody pulled a car up, they threw a hammer through their windshield, I'm probably going to fire that guy. I mean, it's not that hard to figure out.
Nah, I'm just going to make him come to practice with a shirt that says "Stop Sucking" on it. Like,
I mean, you're already, nobody can hit you already.
Yeah.
I mean, kickers aren't people, okay?
You shouldn't have taken that back. You shouldn't have taken that back in that fashion.
Soaring Eagle sent me that, and he was so convinced that I was going to be on the side of Kenny Dillingham was doing something wrong there. I'm not.
No.
Because if you've been around any of these teams, you know that the kicker is basically brought in like Kim Kardashian's dog on a velvet pillow, and nobody's allowed to touch them, and they have to have their special meal and their special hue and their special little ball to kick the ball. Don't do that, please. Shut up and kick the ball.
And when you can't do that, but you deserve to be called out for that.
Go away. You probably had good grades anyway. Kyler or Skyler or whatever your name. I guarantee it. I don't even know this kicker's name.
Tyler.
I don't care. Is it Tyler?
It's totally Tyler. I don't know that for a fact. I'm guessing.
Oddly enough, the story I'm reading at no point references the kid's name.
Because they're not real. Because they don't.
Kickers are fictitious. Adam Sandler told us this in a song back in like 1997 that I still find to be really, really funny.
It is really, really funny.
God, now I got to look.
But yeah, Kenny Dillingham should not have had to take that back. If it's only one guy that's screwing it up, then that guy deserves to be called out for it, in my opinion. Right? I mean, I don't feel like Kirby Smart is going to be too untoward when he goes out there and Georgia loses because Carson Beck threw 7 interceptions, and he goes, well, our quarterback room was just not good today. No, it wasn't the quarterback room. Brock Vandegrift, or whoever the hell's behind Carson Beck now, he didn't have anything to do with those 7 interceptions. That was all Carson.
The kicker's name was Ian Hershey, by the way.
Ian. Well, of course it was. Yeah.
I bet he has a gluten allergy. I'll bet you anything. Oh, there's somebody listening to this right now like, hey, I kicked. Yeah, and guess what? Everybody on that team was like, I want to hit him so hard. I want to hit him
no doubt.
one time.
When you didn't do your job?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you let a kick get blocked, and you watch what happens. I am going to mush your face.
You blame the kicker for getting blocked?
Depends. Last night for the New York Jets, yes, I do.
Well, I mean, when you kick it straight into their face masks.
Hey,
sure.
There's 4 large dudes jumping right there. Let me kick right into their. I'll try to kick it through them, not over them. Let's kick it right through.
Well, thread the needle
twice.
I'll show you how good I am.
2 times, not once, but twice.
Legatron needs to get a little lift.
Just do away with it. Like, can we just do away with kickers? We do it in fantasy football.
Not everybody. Some people.
You know what? I think it'd be a lot of fun if we just did away with kickers, and instead we had a throw off, and every team had a big kid that looked like Anthony Richardson that came in and just heaved one, and now he's the last line of defense. Instead of this little kid with a side part that looks like he's going to grow up to be somebody's pediatrician. Okay? I'm done with it. And every once in a while, that kid grows up to be Will Reichert, and he's really good.
Yeah.
He still looks like he's going to be handing you lollipops after he puts a Band-Aid on your boo-boo.
He's not ready to talk about it yet, guys. Just so you know. Still not ready to talk about the Jets?
No!
We're not. We're not ready to dive into
closer,
that.
Though.
Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
Shut up.
Ooh. It's not good.
Do you enjoy this
It's
job?
not,
I'm telling you. You ever heard me go on a tirade? Bad things happen.
Keep picking that scab. Keep picking that
Keep
scab.
flicking me, and I'm going to flick you back.
Overreaction Monday. The Philadelphia Eagles are back.
If I actually thought you believed that, I would call you a moron. But
I knew when I heard that this morning. I thought that's going to be the one. That's going to be the narrative of the day that breaks Jeremy's brain.
how much of that game did you actually watch?
Zero of it.
It appeared way more than it should have.
Well, it's because, Saquon Barkley would get him close to scoring, and then they'd go, screw you, Saquon, we're going to let somebody else score.
Come on. Jalen Hurts completed, what was it? It was one pass longer than 11 yards.
Uh-huh.
One. And that was on a 4th and 1 or 4th and 2, something like that, where basically he just went, close your eyes and pray to God. A.J. Brown's down there somewhere. And he was, because A.J. Brown just went right by whoever that corner was.
But the Philadelphia Eagles have now dominated the Browns and the Giants in back-to-back weeks.
You know what else has dominated the Giants and the Browns? The world. Life. Whoop-de-doo.
Philadelphia Eagles are 4-2.
Are they the worst 4-2 team you've ever seen?
I would say it's probably close.
All right, let me just back that down then.
Yep.
Are they the worst 4-2 team in the NFL right now?
Probably. Let me see here.
You got the Bears. The Falcons are 4-3.
Uh-huh.
Seahawks are 4-3.
Uh-huh.
The Broncos are 4-3. Maybe you're noticing a trend here. Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts are 4-3. Name me the team in that you actually believe in. I mean, at all.
No, weren't one.
Okay. I wanted to make sure.
The Bears. The Bears are 4-2.
That was kind of my point when you started railing against the Bears. They're without a doubt the easiest 4-2 team to believe in the NFL. 4-win team.
Mm-hmm.
And it ain't even close.
Really?
Who in the world do you believe in more? If you say Philadelphia, I'm going to laugh at you.
I mean, they're the only one. They're the only one that, I just look at Chicago and I go, I don't know how long that's going to last.
All right, let's play a fun game with Philadelphia.
Yep.
How many yards did Saquon Barkley have yesterday?
Was it 170 something?
176 rushing. He had another 11 receiving.
Okay.
How many yards did the Philadelphia Eagles have that were not the 187 yards that Saquon Barkley had?
45 yards.
They had 339 total. He was over half of their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts threw for $114. He completed 10 passes in this entire game. They hit Daniel Jones 462 times. And then they took him out, and he got butthurt about it. Like, I didn't agree with the decision. Really? What in the world makes you think you, A, deserved to stay in that game, or that it was medically safe for you to do so? You were hit so many times that if you were a NASCAR, they would have made you go to the garage and just stop.
Mm-hmm.
You have hit every wall. You hit the pit wall. You hit a guy on pit road. You hit a tire that bounced. You have hit everything you could possibly hit, and we're not going to let you do this anymore.
Right. Go out and hit the pace car. I want you to be perfect.
Oh, he hit the pace car before the race even started. He just ran right in the rear of it. I couldn't stop thinking about it yesterday. Was if Daniel Jones was a NASCAR, he would be that car with no hood, where you're looking right at the engine, going,
"Oh yeah,
how is that thing still run? Like it doesn't even have a radiator. Like the water temperature's got to be ridiculously high right now."
Yeah, it's basically a roll cage with a hamster wheel in it.
I mean, at this point, you could put a magnet on the front of it and see if you could just pull it that way.
But this is a big win. 2 in a row. We're turning things around.
And look, there is a merit to you can only beat who's on your schedule.
Yep.
There is also a merit to I am in less than no way impressed by anything you've done. You go to the Bengals this week, which that feels like a must-win game for Cincinnati.
Yep.
And I have a weird feeling that they're going to punch you right in the mouth. Then you go Jaguars, Cowboys, Rams, Panthers.
Lots of winnable games.
They're going. I mean, look, Philadelphia's making the playoffs.
Yes.
Question is, are they a threat to anybody when they get there?
No, they're not. No, they're not. But they are at least, like you said, a threat to win a playoff spot. There are lots of winnable games left on their schedule, and I don't know that exists for Chicago. Chicago's got a real tough road down the stretch because they got to play everybody in that division.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they play 5 of them in like 6 weeks.
And I think they still have, dates with the, San Francisco is still on their schedule. Buffalo, I think, is still on that schedule. They've got a tough road to hoe. Chicago does.
Oh, and look, and Gage Campbell's got a really good point of that. Look, they came in with a game plan of this was Saquon's day.
Yes.
I don't disagree with any of that. I'm not putting any of this on Jalen. I'm just not impressed by it. Nothing that happened yesterday changed any of my opinion about Philadelphia.
No.
I still think you have a goober for a head coach. I think your quarterback's grossly overpaid. And when you get into a matchup with a team that's even vaguely your talent equal, they're going to punch you in the mouth.
Yeah. Congratulations. You beat another bottom 5 team in the NFL. That's a win is something to celebrate, I guess, but some wins come cheaper than others, and that one came pretty cheap.
Well, I'm going to say something, and you're never going to be able to unsee it. All the Philadelphia Eagles is the New York Jets with a much better structure from the top down because they win these games that they shouldn't. And I'm not talking about the Giants. This game's notwithstanding. They win these games that they probably shouldn't. You find a way to beat New Orleans when you really didn't deserve to.
Yeah.
The Jets will find ways to lose games that they shouldn't. Philadelphia finds ways to win games that they shouldn't. That's why you have one Super Bowl in the last 70 years, and they have none. But the pace of the franchises are not that wildly different.
Right. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
Haywood Community College offers over 30 programs of study to obtain your associate's degree or specialized certification. We can help you find the perfect program to pursue your educational journey while staying local, offering small class sizes with flexible classroom delivery options and transferable degrees and credits to numerous North Carolina universities. There's no telling where HCC could lead you. Save time and money by staying local. Visit haywood.edu for more information and to begin the registration process. And go Mounties!
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere. And when we say listeners, we mean 9 out of 10 Americans monthly. From the car to the gym to the kitchen, from the morning commute to evening ride home. Your next customer is listening to the radio, to podcasts, to us. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how your ads are working in real time. That's right, not only can audio give your business the lift you need, at iHeartMedia, we can measure as we go, so you can see the impact and know exactly what's working. This goes for broadband messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Your next customer is listening. Start talking to them and start growing your business with iHeartMedia. Call today, 833-IHEART-U. That's 833-IHEART, letter U. Dial 833-IHEART-U.
With 2 convenient locations, Singleton's Automotive will keep your vehicle on the road. Singleton's offers routine maintenance, BG services, tires, inspections, alignments, and more in their family-owned shops. Singleton's Automotive is hiring technicians for both locations. Receive competitive pay and benefits depending on experience. Visit singletonsautomotive.com. That's singletonsautomotive.com. Car care with character.
The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players with the prop bets that you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code WPEK. That's code WPEK for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-718-5543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/bball.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Apple Tree Superstore.
Hurry in now to Apple Tree Superstore for deals on the full lineup of 2024 Hondas, including the CR-V, the HR-V, and Civic. Apple Tree Superstore is committed to offering you professional service and a great experience. Shop online at appletreesuperstore.com and in person, I-26 and Airport Road, Asheville.
Our nation seems polarized like never before.
But on one thing, we can all agree.
The decisions we make now will alter our future.
Keep informed this election with News Radio 570 WWNC.
Western North Carolina's election station.
You know, I couldn't stop talking about it to my family and friends. My knees are my trouble spot. But for me to tell them now that I'm doing so much better, they were amazed, and I've been amazed.
QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies. Yes, it is amazing how these non-surgical treatments deliver joint pain relief for patients like Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor.
Each week, I just started noticing that I could sleep and not have pain. I could play pickleball. I could do a CrossFit exercise routine.
QC Kinetics revitalizes your joints so you can move again without the pain pills or invasive surgery.
You know, I'm 60 years old and I want to stay competitive as long as I can. And QC has allowed me to do that. They did me right and really made a difference in my life.
Book your free consultation with QC Kinetics today and experience the difference for yourself.
I like to go, move, move, move.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. That's deposit. Enter it now.
It's your chance at an inflation vacation. Go to ESPNAVL.com and good luck.
Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God, the Jets killed him.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. We are seen everywhere in the Ingalls studio on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That gets you into the chat with us. You can throw in your overreactions for this
Overreaction Monday.
And is it time yet to talk about the news of the day?
Fun.
The New York Football Jets 37-15 losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers last night on Sunday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers after the game said, "Yeah, we came out a little flat. Okay, we lacked a little bit of emotion after what was supposed to be right? Pick back up right where we left off. 68 touchdowns. We're bringing it all back to the Big Apple. And it was a big old grumper.
I have never been more convinced in my entire life that as long as Joe Namath walks this earth, the New York Jets are never allowed to win anything because he sold his soul to the devil himself. I want you to explain to me how a team could have, and I'm just going to go through the list.
Okay.
A first ballot Hall of Famer at left tackle. A first-round pick on the right side. A first-round pick at guard. An early second-round pick at center. The best receiving core in the NFL, and that's not even debatable. And if you debatable it, Mike Williams is their 4. He would be the 2 for the team that just beat them last night. And that's not debatable. You also have one of the best running backs in the NFL and one of the best young backup running backs in the NFL, and you still can't score. How in the world does this happen?
Well, I don't know.
They moved the ball pretty well up and down the field. T.J. Watt was irrelevant to this game. I'll tell you when I broke. And before I tell you when I broke, I'm going to tell you how I broke.
Okay.
I've been a fan of this team since 1994. I've been here for a minute. I've seen Rich Kotite. I saw Rick Mirer. I saw Pete Carroll. I saw Bill Parcells. I saw Bill Belichick be the coach of this team twice and never make it through a full day. I could keep doing this to a crazy point. I have never last night was the first time that I ever threw the remote. I went and got a box. I took all of my Jet accompaniment. I put it in the box. I taped it up, and I put it in my ass.
No way.
And I went, I'm done. I'm done. And I'll tell you why I'm done. There was a play. The irritation was up 15-6 in a game that, oh, by the way, you've completely dominated. Aaron Rodgers couldn't just, maybe we take this one into the half. Russell Wilson's terrible. We don't want to give him any kind of momentum. No, we got all gas, no brake, baby. Then Beanie Wells or Beanie Weenies or whatever the hell his name is makes the greatest catch in the history of catches where he basically backhands the ball behind him. Snares that, and then all of a sudden the defense just goes, nope. Sauce Gardner gets called for a PI because, well, Sauce Gardner grabs about any person that runs by him.
Right.
Oddly enough, of all the times he could have been called for a PI, that was probably the one time he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
That's beside the point. Then we get down to the goal line with old moonball Russell Wilson. If I heard that one time, I heard it 1,000 times last night. And you've got, I don't know, the 4th corner on this team. Oh, the only receiver they have! They only have one!
Right.
It's George Pickens and 4 dudes that should be selling you car insurance! And your all-pro corner is over on the other side defending Beanie Weenies or whoever that is. What are you doing for the love of all that's good and holy? But that's not. Okay, you still got the lead.
Yeah.
You go into the half. It's 15-13. You get the ball. Still got the best receiving core in the league. They've only got one corner that can defend anybody. Garrett Wilson breaks wide open. Garrett Wilson, I got to make sure I get the ball because I'm a superstar and I'm so good and I'm so worried that Devontae Adams is going to take my touches. It hit him in the number. Hit him in the number. Through his hands. which he never actually touched it with his hands. They were in front of him making the Ohio symbol. The ball somehow squirted through them, never touched it, hit his chest protector, bounced right back to Beanie Weenies again, who takes it to the 1 yard line. And I said, falafel this, I'm out. And I didn't watch another play. I watched it this morning and said things that may have violated the Geneva Convention as I watched it, because this team laid down like an old dog next to the radiator. And this falls on a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But then to come to the podium and say, we fell a little flat today.
How's that happen?
You fell flat. I don't care if 52 guys on this roster fell flat. That's actually not true. I'm going to back that up. There are 46 guys on this roster. I don't care if they got in a fight with their wives. I don't care if the baby oil didn't get delivered. I don't care why you fell flat. There might possibly be an excuse for you. You have hijacked this franchise to get all your little boyfriends here, and now we've got them all. Literally, short of David Bakhtiari and Olivia Munn, there is nobody that's been more than 5 feet away from you that doesn't play for this team. Mm-hmm. And you can't hit Devontae Adams. He's wide open. Can't hit him. That's the guy you've whined about for 2 years. Mm-hmm. Alan Lazard gets hurt. That's the only one that you seem to have any form of rapport with. And then there was another moment where I went, this is not going to go my way. Jeff Ulbrich, who I believe in quite a bit, met him, like him. Mm-hmm. Breece Hall scores touchdown. They call it down on the 1 yard line. Jeff Ulbrich goes to challenge this. He pulls the flag out of his pocket and dropped it. And then goes to scoop it and flings it across the field where it lands maybe 10 feet away from Aaron Rodgers. And he dumps it off to Tyler Conklin for a touchdown. And even with that, I'm sitting here going, this is the Laurel and Hardy of the NFL, and I can't stop. I can't stop. And so I say this to you now as a listenership that has listened to me on this show for many years. I'm done. Mm-hmm. I can't do this anymore because this is the one team that I can't be honest about. Because I dissect the Jets the same way that I dissect every other team. If you told me any other team in the NFL had that much talent, they would be a winner. They would be. Mm-hmm. If the Seattle Seahawks or the Arizona Cardinals or the Cleveland Browns or the Detroit Lions or the Houston Texans, whoever it was, if you had that much talent, you would be winners. But the New York Jets are losers. Uh-huh. Big, old, fat, Oreo-eating losers. And so now I got to just take all of that out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Doesn't matter who the coach is. Doesn't matter who the run backs are. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Nothing matters. Because you are cursed by the Lord of the underworld. And I cannot let you drag me down anymore.
Yep.
So now I am a man without a team. I don't want another team. This is not like the fan transfer portal thing. I'm not telling you that there doesn't come a time that I come back. But I go to an old Artie Lang joke. It's one of the funniest jokes I think I've ever heard in my life because of how true it is. Mm-hmm. When my father was a young man, he was very into the Jets. And then, in his teenage years, he got very into girls. In his older years, he got back into the Jets. And one day I asked my father, son, after all those years chasing women, why'd you get back into the Jets? Well, son, the Jets will always falafel you.
Yeah.
So there's that. I just can't. I can't do it anymore. I can't put myself through it. I was so angry last night that I couldn't see straight. Mm-hmm. And I'm just to the point of I've always worried that the day I gave up on the Jets would be the day they figured everything out and won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And I say that to now say this. I say this not as a fan of the New York Jets. I say this not as I say this as a man that hosts this show, talking about sports and giving you my best, most pointed opinions on sports. They're still going to find a way to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the schedule? I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no clue.
Well, at some point, you would think that a team this talented will figure out how to play together. You went through the Rob Salah firing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get the fired coach bump. Then you went through the biggest trade. I mean, I'll say it's the pretty monumental trade in franchise history, bringing in Davante Adams. And you couldn't find the motivation to play with that? You couldn't find the game plan to compete?
The game plan was fine.
Until it wasn't, until the second half.
The game plan was fine. Game plan was fine. This ain't coaching. I mean, I hate to tell you, this is not on Jeff Ulbrich. Jeff Ulbrich can't catch that pass for Garrett Wilson. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Ulbrich can't make Aaron Rodgers stop underthrowing balls, which he has done all season long. That's not on him. You were promised one thing, you got another. You got Aaron Rodgers that Green Bay already knew was cooked. They did the same thing to you with Brett Favre because these guys get to a certain point. And you know what? Tom Brady had a great second act in Tampa Bay where he goes and wins the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, he kind of screwed your franchise too. You're in the boat you're in right now because you went all in on Tom Brady. For you, that meant that you're in the worst division in the NFL, which you can easily win because you have so much talent. And so now you're in this purgatory forever. Unfortunately, the Jets brought in all of Aaron's best buddies, and now you don't have much else. Because now you've got a Breece Hall that is not – he does not look like the running back he once did. He's great in space. He can't get into space.
Right.
Garrett Wilson looks disinterested at best. And, buddy, I mean this. If you think you're getting $30 million playing like this, I got a bridge to sell you. Because you're not a $20 million receiver at this point. You got all the talent in the world. You got no heart.
Mm-hmm.
None. You have pouted and whined and complained about everything. Aaron Rodgers has done everything in his power to give you opportunities, and you somehow have managed to bungle every single one of them. If I'm not mistaken, he still leads the NFL in targets. And all you want to do is whine.
Mm-hmm.
Then you look at the defense. Defense can't stop the run.
Which is baffling to me.
Defense can't stop the run to save their lives. Najee Harris, who lives at 3.9 yards a carry. Hey, guess where he was last night?
4.9.
No, he wasn't that high. Oh, he was 4.9. You're right. I forgot he had the long run.
Yeah.
Before, if you take away the long run, guess where he was? 3.9.
Mm-hmm.
You did what you were supposed to do. You're getting pressure on quarterbacks. Russell Wilson didn't do anything to beat you. You laid down like an old dog next to a radiator. And at some point, you have to look at yourself and go, it's on me. Soaring Eagle in our YouTube chat has a great point, and it's something that Aaron Rodgers said to the media. And this might be the first thing I've agreed with Aaron Rodgers on.
Okay.
He just told the New York media how to maintain the team's belief. Stop listening to you guys, number one. I can't say he's wrong. At some point, you guys have to get in a room, and there has to be some kind of cohesion with this team, because I'll tell you what I think is going on. What I think has happened is that you have a group of Aaron's guys. That would be Davante Adams, Alan Lazard, Aaron, on down the line. Who the others are, I'm not 100% sure. There are a couple backup offensive linemen, and I think it's become a faction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become like Aaron's little group of trust. And they and Nathaniel Hackett are basically not playing well with others. And it has affected Mike Williams. It's affected Garrett Wilson. It's affected Tyler Conklin. It's affected Breece Hall. And so now you get to this point, and, hey, Jeff Ulbrich, do you ever want a shot at a head coaching job? It's on you now, because you got to look Aaron Rodgers in the face and go, this ain't your rodeo, buddy.
Right.
I gave you everything you wanted, and that's what you gave me. I'm the captain now. You will do what I say, or I will turn to Tyrod Taylor. And I know that sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy.
I've already lived through this once. The New York Jets with Brett Favre were the number one seed in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Schottenheimer, that spineless weasel, could not look at Brett Favre and go, your arm has fallen off your body. because he wouldn't give up that starting streak. They crashed into the ocean and went 1-8 to close the season. They started 8-1. Didn't even make the playoffs. I hope, for the sake of Jet fans out there, and for the Jets and this team and the future of this team, because I know a lot of them, and many of them are great people, I hope he has the fortitude to say, I am the captain of this ship. This is my team, and I'm tired of being hijacked by you because you're not playing well enough to hijack this team. And if he doesn't, you're going to go 7-10, and this will go down as another failed Jet thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does, you got the talent to actually come out of it.
And do you think Aaron Rodgers is gonna go with that?
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers goes with it. We've done everything you asked, and last night you were pitiful at times. You were good at times.
Yep.
I've given you everything you want. I can't let you hijack me anymore. My God, what more do you want? You wanted all of your little bestest friends. They're now here. At the sacrifice of our cap ledger for the next 5 years, probably, you'll probably end up losing either Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson because you're not going to be able to afford them because we had to go get Devontae Adams when we're 2-4. We just had to give extra money to Hassan Reddick because we're so all in, and yet the only guy that can get to a passer is Will McDonald. You've hijacked this franchise. At some point, you have to take it back. Aaron's a short-timer. Mm-hmm. Woody Johnson's not. I don't think Joe Douglas is, and I don't think Jeff Ulbrich should be. And if you take the reins and say this is a 53-man team, not Aaron Rodgers and the triplets, you got a shot. Because I see enough talent on this team, and I actually see good things happening. I just see a team that's so divided.
Yep.
I see Aaron Rodgers make mistakes and then go sit on the bench and pout by himself with Todd Downing. He was doing it with Nathaniel Hackett. Now he's doing it with Downing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a team. That's a team that winds up playing just like that in a game that was probably the biggest game this team's had in the last 10 years. And you came out flat.
Yep.
That's on you. Jeff Ulbrich, you are the captain now. This is your legacy. If you want to be a linebackers coach or a defensive coordinator for the rest of your life, that's fine. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. If not, it's time to rattle some cages.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville on an Overreaction Monday.
This is an ad by BetterHelp Online Therapy. October is the season for wearing masks and costumes, but some of us feel like we wear a mask and hide more often than we want to. At work, in social settings, around our family. Therapy can help you learn to accept all parts of yourself, so you can stop hiding and take off the mask. Because masks should be for Halloween fun, not for your emotions. Whether you're navigating workplace stresses, complex relationships, or family dynamics, therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding a way to overcome them. If you're thinking of starting therapy but you're afraid of what you might uncover, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take off the mask with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/takecare today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/takecare.
Need assistance from the recent disaster and want in-person help? You can find your nearest FEMA Disaster Recovery Center by visiting FEMA.gov/DRC or use disasterassistance.gov to apply with FEMA today.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
You are a regular nuclear meltdown. You better cool off.
Well, so last night did not go Jeremy's way. The Jets.
Nope, it's not Jeremy's way. Jeremy doesn't care.
Well, I mean,
Jeremy's a man without a franchise.
Jeremy did care.
Jeremy did care until he didn't. He is a man without a franchise. Ron George messaged me last night. He said, I told him every bit of this.
Yeah.
That this is exactly how I felt. This is exactly where I was going. He said, that might be the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is rather depressing.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do?
No, I get it. At some point, everybody reaches their breaking point.
This is like being in a bad marriage, okay? You can only call me a mama's boy and flick me in the forehead so many times before you go, you know what? I think I'd rather be alone.
How much dumbassery can you put up with?
I was really trying to find a way to say something very different right there, and I just couldn't grasp it.
And how many times are you going to be Charlie Brown going after the football when you know it's going to get jerked away?
I have no faith in this team whatsoever, and I will go one step further. I have no faith in the team on the other side either.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, I felt like there was an opportunity here to make the statement of who should be the quarterback of this team. You would think by looking at the numbers, a statement was made.
Until you realize that much of that was done in the fourth quarter after this game was already over.
Right. 264 yards passing for Russell Wilson, set a new franchise record. The most passing yards by anybody making their debut with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now you're in it. Mike Tomlin, he had that special little feeling, and he just had to get Russell Wilson in there.
Well,
and now you're stuck.
And they pressed him. I will give the Sunday night crew all their kudos that they pressed him on why did you do this? And he said, I want to figure out which one of these quarterbacks I can win a Super Bowl with. And Mike, I will answer that question for you as devoutly as I can. It ain't neither one of them, and you ain't even close.
Right.
All right, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You're 5-2. History says you're going to make the playoffs. Let's be real honest, little truth serum here about the AFC. The Buffalo Bills are going to win the AFC East.
Okay. Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens or Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win the AFC North. One of the whoever doesn't is going to be a wild card. When I say something wrong here, you tell me.
Okay.
The Houston Texans are winning the AFC South.
Yes.
The Kansas City Chiefs are winning the AFC West.
Yes.
Is there another team you even feel good about as a playoff team right now? Honestly. I mean, I'm asking this as honestly as I can. Because I know the team that you're going to say. Because there is one that I have left out, and I left them out on purpose. And it's the Los Angeles Chargers. They, as of right now, have wins over the Broncos, Raiders, and Panthers, and they struggled in two of those. One to keep a lead, one to distance themselves. The schedule is not overly difficult until you get to the back half. And starting with that's November 17th, they go Bengals, Ravens, at the Falcons, at the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Broncos again, at the Patriots, Raiders. There are at least 5 losses in that. That puts this team at 10-7 if they run the table everywhere else. Now, they're going to win some games because they go Cardinals, Saints, Browns, Titans coming out of a bye. Well, they play the Cardinals tonight. The bye is had it and lost it. They've already had the bye.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I put bye in capital letters. Good job, stupid. That's what happens when Jeremy takes notes.
Yeah.
I still don't think they're good. You don't have any weapons whatsoever. You're not going to be able to just ground and pound teams forever.
No.
But even let's say I give you the Chargers. Who's next? 7 teams are making the playoffs here. The Cincinnati Bengals that can't stop a nosebleed.
The Colts.
The Colts are awful. Genuinely awful.
And
they should have lost yesterday to the Tim Boyle-led Miami Dolphins if Mike McDaniel wasn't out of his mind.
Mm-hmm. And if Sanders could kick a field goal.
He only missed 1. They lost by 6. I mean, but you look at
that's who's
all right,
left.
So just wipe off the teams that are completely eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots, Titans, Jaguars, Raiders. I'm forgetting one here. Patriots, Browns, Jaguars, Titans, Raiders. That's 5 that are completely out.
Yes.
That leaves the Dolphins, the Jets, the Bengals, the Colts,
and the Broncos.
Mm-hmm. You realize all 5 of those teams are awful, right?
Yeah.
One of them is at least really talented.
Cincinnati.
That wasn't the one I was talking about.
Really?
Nope. The Jets are the really talented one.
Oh, yeah.
They're horribly coached. It's a horrible fit. The schedule's I think it was Rex Ryan that said this is the softest schedule I've ever seen. They play one good team until week 17 when they play the Miami Dolphins, who may or may not have Tua Tagovailoa back at that point. And I got news for you. Tua ain't fixing the problems that Miami has.
Yeah, you got who left on the Jets schedule? You got the Houston Texans and at the Buffalo Bills. The rest of it should all be winnable games.
Yep. I mean, there's going to be a 7th team in the AFC.
Mm-hmm. That is a fact.
And even with what we're talking about here, I have no fear of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have no fear of the Los Angeles Chargers. I have no fear of whoever that 7th team is. At this point, all you're doing is jockeying for who's going to get their brains bashed out by the Baltimore Ravens, by the Houston Texans, or by the Buffalo Bills, because that's your 4. That's the final 4 in the AFC. I don't care who makes the playoffs. None of it matters. Russell Wilson doesn't matter. Justin Fields doesn't matter. You're going to get your feelings hurt by those 4 teams.
I tend to agree with that.
That's where I got lucid with the football this time, is I missed what was right in front of me. It doesn't matter. You want to jockey for this position? Okay. Here's your reward. You get to go to Houston and play that Texans team.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, if you can get some pressure on C.J. Stroud, you might have a chance.
You got to get a lot of pressure. A lot. Green Bay did that yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about the job Jeff Hafley's doing, but I feel like we should.
Well, we're gonna.
Oh, you're planning on that, were you? Let's go.
We're gonna, because I mean, at some point you have to ask the question: just how good is the NFC North?
Andrew Harris said the Houston Texans haven't looked that good. You care to elaborate on that for me? What exactly hasn't looked great about
they haven't looked dominant
because they're not beating teams by 20. They're 5-2. You've lost 2 games. They were both on the road. One was in Minnesota in a game that I will give you credit. You slept walk on Minnesota and you let Sam Darnold come in there and just bust your head open.
Mm-hmm.
You should have beaten Green Bay yesterday in Lambeau. No, they're not beating teams by 20. This ain't college football. They find a way to win close games,
and that's what that means. They haven't looked good.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and that's, to me, that's just, it's really misleading.
It's fan talk. It's fan talk of, if you're that good, then you should be beating the Raiders by 20.
I hadn't played the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying,
okay,
though.
So riddle me this. Why do we not say that same thing about Kansas City? Who's won 27-20, 26-25, 22-17, 17-10, 26-13, 28-18? And I get it. They've played 6 teams that are ranging from the bad Saints, I think the mediocre Chargers, Falcons, Bengals, and 49ers, the good Ravens in week 1. So why is it you give Kansas City the benefit of the doubt and you don't Houston? I heard that all day yesterday. Houston hasn't looked good. They've looked exactly like Kansas City. I'm beating you with pass rush. I have one good corner that can deal with one of your receivers. That second receiver's going to mess with me, just like Kansas City. They're the same build. To me, that's your AFC Championship game. It's those two, and I think Houston's the only team that has a shot at beating Kansas City.
No Buffalo.
Other than that, you're irrelevant.
No Buffalo.
Buffalo struggled with
No
the Tennessee
Baltimore.
Titans at home. I mean, I love these people that love to take victory laps on me. By the way, you ever taken a real good look at what my track record is? Because I hit a lot more than I miss. But I've had all these messages. You're stupid. And you got the Jets wrong. Brr, 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 brr. Okay, tell me how much you believe in the Bills right now. Honestly, Calvin Ridley. They're the same player in my head.
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Yeah, how much effect did that have? Oh, it was still Keon Coleman. Amari Cooper was given an early opportunity, hit him in the hands, dropped it. Until he's been his entire career. He's fine. But, I mean, if you look at Buffalo and go, I'm scared to death of them, the Jets are more talented than they are. Period. I don't believe in your coach. I believe in your quarterback and literally nothing else. That's why I've had a problem with Buffalo all year long. Because I look at this and go, you do some really dumb things, and you allowed Mason Rudolph, with maybe the worst game plan I've ever seen in my life, to hang with you for 3 quarters. You put him away at the end. But why do you give Buffalo the benefit of the doubt? Why do you give Kansas City the benefit of the doubt?
Because you've seen them there. Because you've seen
I've
Buffalo.
seen Buffalo get to one AFC championship game. Other than that, they've been the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
You've been is fodder for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have to beat somebody. And I guess that's my sweeping declaration here is that we talked about how good the AFC is and how deep they are. Do you honestly fear any team in this conference that's not the Chiefs? The Texans are the only one even close. Pittsburgh, you've got one edge rusher. Half of your secondary is a joke.
We're going to find how much my team fears the Baltimore Ravens
you should
tonight.
fear them because you're not any good. You should be full Christopher Walken. Like, I got a fever. The only cure is getting beat like a cowbell.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. There are 4 teams at the top of the AFC.
For me, there's one team at the top of the AFC. There's 3 more that are just so much better than everybody else that you're going to be the last 4 left. You would need a small act of God to beat Kansas City.
And that defense, no doubt about it. They lose anything off of that defense loses a step, they're going to get got.
Really, the only question for me now is, can Houston play above their skis and beat Kansas City in an AFC championship game? And outside of that, because right now, and this is a guy that's heavily invested in that, because I've got futures wagers on the Texans to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
I would pay those out for 3 times my money, just that they're very obviously the second best team in this conference, because I don't think you can. Then the only other question is, okay, which one of these NFC North teams is going to end up in here with you, and can they beat you? I think the Lions could if Aiden Hutchinson somehow came back, which
they say he can if he makes the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I also heard Aaron Rodgers was coming back at the end of last year. So, okay, I've heard a lot of these. It always seems to be, he got a hangnail.
Shucksy doodles.
Shucksy doodles. He kept... His leg's still broke. We said he might be back this week. He stood up. It broke again.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
The timelines are always entertaining. Well, if we really push it, we could have him back for the Super Bowl. Should you, though? If you make it to the Super Bowl without him.
And you know what? It is entirely possible that you can teach a gopher to fly an airplane. Should you?
No. No, let's not do that.
Because that gopher's going to see a hole, and you're going to be in free fall. No.
You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. No, you shouldn't believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are any more than, well, what we thought they were. A team that is, they can win some games, and they can beat bad teams, all because they're coached better. And that's pretty much what we saw last night. The New York Jets got outcoached.
Yeah.
They got outplayed. That doesn't necessarily
mean
that
still looked at
better.
Russell Wilson and went, you think this is better than Justin Fields? And you think either one of them could win you a Super Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Whew. Even smart guys say dumb things sometimes.
But hey, at 5-2, we're in the hunt.
Good for you. Let's go.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable, too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
If you missed our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, make some noise!
Watch the best moments exclusively on Hulu right now.
All right, you guys are out for a party, I can tell.
See the biggest festival headliners from around the world assembled on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible.
See it all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu right now.
You don't have to keep living with that joint pain. Real lasting relief is possible with help from QC Kinetics. People here are getting their lives back, getting their mobility back, thanks to QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies that can revitalize your joints. I'm talking about advanced regenerative medicine using your own body's healing properties, highly concentrated and carefully placed in your achy joint. Back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, these are cutting-edge treatments that require no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's a quick, in-office procedure that can get you moving again. These protocols have been developed by medical professionals and under the leadership of Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a former orthopedic surgeon and a pioneer in clinical regenerative medicine. Listen, is arthritic joint pain keeping you from doing the things you love? Pain in your knees, hips, back, or shoulder? You owe it to yourself to learn more. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517 in Asheville and Greenville.
Summit Dental believes that success is defined by the quality of care and not by the number of patients seen. If you're looking for a different dental experience or you're new to town, call Summit Dental. Dr. Reinhardt and his staff pride themselves on a personalized approach to dental care and to building relationships with their patients. Expect complimentary benefit pre-checks that detail any insurance estimated out-of-pocket costs before you visit, and close attention to your comfort during that visit. Summit Dental, 828-277-6868.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Does your home need a new look? Step into a world of flooring possibilities at the Carpet Barn. Plush carpet, sleek hardwood, stylish tile. The Carpet Barn has it all. Whether you want comfort, durability, or that wow factor, you'll find it in their 300,000 square feet of flooring options. Find the perfect floor for your lifestyle and budget. Head to CarpetBarnCarolina.com for your free in-home estimate now. Veteran owned and operated. The Carpet Barn, the one-stop shop for flooring.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Back at the Sportsocracy, this is ESPN Asheville. Weird news. Okay, let's go to Westwood, Ohio. Westwood, Ohio, where, yes, crimes were done. A Westwood, Ohio woman is accused of shooting Arthur Osborne over the weekend. She shot him.
I don't know why you're laughing, and it's making me laugh.
She shot him because she shot him in the groin.
That's not a place to shoot somebody.
And that's not a great place to shoot somebody. Because I mean, there are, there are like arteries and stuff in that area that you can hit and die. And guess what? Arthur did. When the police asked what was happening, she said they were engaging in some harmless banter when he jokingly requested that she shoot him. Like we're just funning.
We're just messing around. Two crazy kids.
I hate you too. I wish you'd just shoot me. Okay.
How about you shoot me right in the ding-ding?
Woohoo! And she did.
That'll be fun.
And she did. And he bled to death. And he died. And now she is charged with recklessly causing his murder. Like, that's a weird way to say. Yeah, that's a weird way to say you should be charged with murder. She is charged with, quote, recklessly causing the death of Mr. Osborne. I don't know that I've ever made that joke to somebody. And I mean, Jeremy, we know that you have made that joke because you have asked me several times since I got you sick just to shoot you.
Yes, it would have ended the misery that has been the last 3 days.
But I don't feel like that's a good. I don't feel like that's a good excuse. Just he asked me to shoot him, so I did. Good night.
My story is a lot funnier than yours.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. It's about Bill Belichick.
Okay.
Have you been following him on the InstaFace?
Of course not.
Or on the Facegram?
No.
Because Bill's got all the social medias now.
Okay.
And, he's got his little 23-year-old girly friend, and there are rumors that wedding bells could be coming.
Oh, no. Look at that.
Over the weekend, West End Creamery, which is apparently a ice cream place in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They also have a corn maze.
Okay.
Good old corn maze.
Uh-huh.
And guess who they caught going into the corn maze and took it out for a photo op?
Oh.
Old Bill and his 23-year-old girlfriend.
Okay.
All right, so I would just take the journey with me. I would love to be a fly on that wall when the 23-year-old little smoke show looks at 706-year-old Igor Bill Belichick and goes, honey, you know what I think would be fun? Let's go to the corn maze and take pictures with pumpkins. And in his head, he's going, I would rather throw myself in front of a moving bus. But I believe this is a prerequisite for all the things that I am enjoying about this particular relationship. So I guess I'm gonna.
We're on to the corn maze.
I just would love to. How do you feel like Bill explains this to former players? Because I can only imagine Rob Gronkowski seeing a picture of Bill in a corn maze going, hold up. You're telling me that guy's out here drinking pumpkin spice and romping through a hayfield with a 23-year-old? I mean, I know why you're doing it. Gotta have some self-respect, Coach.
I'm a stable genius. That's why.
Know your worth, King. Know your worth.
Like,
there is
why would Bill Belichick be doing this? She said, hey, let's go to a corn maze. And he said, whatever you would like, dear.
Yeah, there's a trade-off here. 27 ways I can finish this. 26 of them would get me caught.
We'll buy her all the pumpkin spice lattes she desires.
I can just see Bill at a Starbucks like she's ordering some pumpkin chai latte. He's just sitting there like, how did I let my life get to this point?
He knows what he's doing.
I won 100 Super Bowls, and now I'm...
I don't think he regrets a single second of that.
Oh, okay.
I really don't.
I'm going to tell you something about me that you may not know about me. I never went quite this aggressive. I was an alderman that was dating a little younger, and I will tell you, it's fun for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Then about month 3 rolls around, and you just go, do you have a thought about anything? Is it literally just a ping pong ball of Ugg boots and pumpkins and Starbucks? And can we talk about anything of higher learning, please?
I feel like we're connecting on a deeper level.
Connected on a deeper level, okay.
Bill Belichick is just... Whew.
I never thought my favorite picture would be Bill Belichick in front of a corn maze, just like, look how pretty she is. Look how old I am.
Oh, Bill, it was so nice of you to bring your granddaughter down here for the for the corn maze.
Good for you.
Why are you guys holding hands so much, though? That does seem a little odd.
Sir, your daughter's car is going to require a lot of work. She's not my daughter. Good for you.
That's what a lie sounds like.
Oh, you're living in 2070, aren't you? Oh wait, you won't be. She might be, but you won't.
Oh no!
Oh, shucksy doodles!
Don't do that.
Always one joke too many. Always a bridesmaid.
It is an Overreaction Monday here in the Sportsocracy. We got a Monday night doubleheader tonight. Jeremy will have his picks of the night coming up for you at the end of the program.
This wasn't a super chat, but I think it deserves being referenced. What music do you think those two play in a car?
Taylor Swift.
That's the right answer.
Yeah. Why do you think he's so into Taylor Swift? I don't think he comes by it natural. I really don't think he's thinking, oh, man, that's a banger. I could be wrong. Maybe he just does have that softer side to him, but I'm pretty sure he's only into the Taylor Swift because his 13-year-old goddaughter girlfriend is into it.
She's 23. 13 would be weird. Don't do weird things.
It's weird anyway.
It's not weird. Greater than, less than.
Yeah. Nope.
It's
gross.
I tried to show her.
There's
John Cougar Mellencamp. She told me I was wrong.
If there's 50 years between the two of you, that's weird. Just because she's over 18 does not make it any better.
Look, Tank,
not to me.
Just because you do not understand the love these two people show.
Just a naysayer, I guess.
You are. You doubt love.
Mm-hmm.
You're a love doubter. That's what you do. Now, me, on the other hand, I just look at Bill and go,
fives.
Take it. I always hate it when you beat me to my own joke.
Fives,
I hated
Bill.
you for so long, but now I just want to shake your hand and say, good for you, Coach.
Baltimore and Tampa Bay tonight, 8:15 start down in Tampa. And then the 9 o'clock game, the Los Angeles Chargers at the Arizona Cardinals.
If your watching time was, and take yourself out here because you're a fan of one of these.
Of course.
If your watching time was a pie, is the big boy slice is obviously going to Ravens.
Bucks, yes.
Is the sliver that goes to Chargers Cardinals, is that the I'm on a diet and I shouldn't, maybe just a little sliver?
That is. It is.
Just take the knife, breathe the hair, and that's a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, your evening watch time is going to be 75% Bucks Buccaneers or Bucks Ravens. It'll be about 5% Chargers Cardinals, and then the rest of it's probably going to be OnlyFans.
Did not know that about you, and you're going the rest of my life without knowing that about you. It's more fun because I feel like I know them. Sorry.
She lives right down the street. They told me so. It's within 1 mile. I did the search myself. Anyway,
that I feel like
get into,
I can't believe your Facebook hasn't been hacked a couple dozen times.
Mine?
Yeah. You just seem like the guy that would fall for that.
I don't.
This girl with one picture wants to talk to me. Let's see what she wants to do.
Well, hello to you, madam.
Can I tell you the little tidbit I learned about the tufted woodpecker?
See, no, that's the joy of having a little self-awareness of every time I get one of those friend requests that's just like a really attractive girl and she has no mutual friends with me. She doesn't want to meet me. She wants to steal all of my bank account information. Like there's no reason that this woman should be wanting to speak to me.
I have a VPN on my computer, so I just mess with them. I'll start throwing out the most random stats. Did you know that the pileated woodpecker is the only bird that will actually carnivore its own mate?
Really? Interesting.
I don't know because I made it up.
It's always an adventure here in the Sportsocracy.
That's the weirdest 4 minutes of radio we've ever done.
Daily draft coming up after the top of the hour here. It is stock up, stock down from the weekend that was.
Going to big box retailers for batteries? Flag on the play. Locally owned Rainy Battery has the lowest prices on all your battery needs. Don't fumble when you can find everything from watch batteries to batteries for cars, RVs, trucks, golf carts, and more at Rainy Battery. Get brands you know and trust like AC Delco, Motorcraft for the lowest prices, plus custom battery cables made in-house. Go to RainyBattery.com or stop in today for a quote. That's RainyBattery.com.
Storm Pro Solution is here to help you in your time of need, providing top roofing and water damage restoration services, tree removals, and storm damage assessments. Call Storm Pro Solution at 828-318-7096.
The 2024 general election is right around the corner, and News Radio 570 WWNC is covering every angle of it for you. From the local elections right here in Western North Carolina to the state offices in Raleigh, and of course, the race for the White House. News Radio 570 WWNC is your official election information station.
With 2 convenient locations, Singleton's Automotive will keep your vehicle on the road. Singleton's offers routine maintenance, BG services, tires, inspections, alignments, and more in their family-owned shops. Singleton's Automotive is hiring technicians for both locations. Receive competitive pay and benefits depending on experience. Visit singletonsautomotive.com. That's singletonsautomotive.com. Car care with character.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town, packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real, in the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Ford Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable, too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Sometimes where a crime took place leads you to answer why the crime happened in the first place. Hi, I'm Sloan Glass, host of the new true crime podcast, American Homicide. In this series, we'll examine some of the country's most infamous and mysterious murders and learn how the location of the crime becomes a character in the story. Listen to American Homicide on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search American Homicide and start listening.
If you or your friends and family were impacted by the recent disaster and are in one of the communities approved for individual assistance from FEMA, you can apply for disaster assistance. Go to disasterassistance.gov or call 1-800-621-3362.
You're busy. We get it. Life moves fast and there's hardly a moment to breathe. But for the next 10 seconds, this is your time. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. Feeling a little lighter? Taking action is one of the most powerful forms of self-care. In 2024, voting is self-care. Visit rockthevote.org and take action in just 3 easy steps. Check your registration, check in with yourself, and check your voting plan. Visit rockthevote.org.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. That's credit. Enter it now.
It's your chance at an inflation vacation. Go to ESPNAVL.com and good luck.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, the Sportsocracy live in the Ingalls studio, and we are heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Take us with you live or on demand on the YouTubes as well. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, and that way you can join us in the chat for this Overreaction Monday. Stock up, stock down from the weekend, our daily draft, always brought to you by our good friends at Dale's Pale Ale. Some nice Dale's beverages last night. Really digging the double IPA.
I'm ready to be able to drink beverages again, and I don't think NyQuil counts.
Yeah.
Although, had a little too much of that after the Tennessee-Alabama game.
Were you seeing colors?
I think I talked to a couple dead relatives. I understand why Aaron Rodgers did that ayahuasca trip. I took a spiritual journey.
Yeah.
I saw a man with a dog who told me some stuff about some things. It was intense.
It's we're glad that you were able to recover enough over the weekend that you could join us here once again in the Ingalls studio for today's Overreaction Monday. The daily draft, though, stock up, stock down from the weekend.
Oh, I'm going first.
All right. Stock down New York Jets.
Stock down everything New York Jets. You suck on ice. You are brutal. And I think it's safe to say you belong on conversation probation. I think that is, I think we can all get down with that.
Yeah.
Outside of power rankings, game previews, I'm done.
Yeah. Until you do something worthwhile, worth talking about.
The New York Jets at this point feel like your dysfunctional friends that have been in a relationship for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he cheats on her, then they wind up with a joint Facebook account. He used to keep doing this over and over and over and over and over again. I'm leaving him. I just get over. A week later, we're at a corn maze.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We saw Bill Belichick and his 23-year-old girlfriend there. It was a great weekend.
Last 4 games hadn't been able to score more than 20 points.
Which is gross.
Which is disgusting with all the talent that you have.
Look, it's a bad build.
Yep.
Still got a lot of talent. Now, the scary thing, if you are a Jets fan, which, I used to be, I don't know what your next act is. I don't know what you do at quarterback moving forward because there's not one. This quarterback class is going to go down as historically bad. Quinn Ewers got benched at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was only for a minute. We're just trying to get some momentum.
You don't normally have to do that with a superstar.
You don't normally have to do that with a guy that's going to be a franchise quarterback. You also have a problem that his bones are made of popsicle sticks. He did not consume enough milk as a child.
Yep.
Look, there's really not any coming. Arch Manning is really the only one that's in the pipeline. Then you get into those young cats like Dylan Raiola and Nico Iamaleava, and we're going to talk about them in a few minutes. No big deal.
The Tennessee Vols is a big weekend for them.
Well, if you want to take it, you feel free. If not, I'm sure I'll get around to it.
I'm not. I will not start there. You probably know where I will start is with Georgia, because you just took down the number 1 team in the country. Now everybody in the SEC has a loss, and it's just it's a moment of, oh, okay, we haven't slipped off that much. There was a doubt. There was lots of doubt after the Alabama loss. And I feel like this weekend, you prove you still belong.
I am reasonably sure you watched a different game than I did.
Really?
If that's your takeaway, I'm pretty sure you watched a completely different game than I did. That's your one?
You didn't think so? You didn't?
Nope.
You didn't think this was a good win?
I saw a horrifically bad quarter from the Texas Longhorns. I told you on Friday, I don't have the cojones to take Georgia to win this game outright because I don't think you're that good. But I had no faith in Texas. I took Georgia to cover. I thought that line was comically bad. And I do find it funny that was your takeaway. Because I had a big takeaway from this game. It just wasn't that.
What was it?
We'll get there in a minute. They're on my list of things to take here.
Okay. Stock up for Georgia for beating the number 1 team in the country, getting back up to
But do you
number 2.
Do you really feel any different about them after watching them beat Texas? Honestly.
They have the potential to beat anybody.
I don't think you do.
Really?
I don't think you do. We'll get into why I say that in a minute.
Okay. And then, you know what? I will take Tennessee. I will take stock up for the UT Vols.
Do it.
What?
Do it.
What do you mean, do it?
Hit your stupid button.
Oh, hit the stupid button.
Hit the button. I didn't get to be there for it. I got pictures of it. It looked like a whole mess of fun, too.
Mm-hmm. They brought down the goalposts at the end of the game, come up with the late win over the Alabama Crimson Tide. You don't get to celebrate many wins against Alabama. So all of the naysayers, right? All the UT haters are like, oh, show a little class. You didn't beat a number 1 team in the country. Why are you taking the goalpost down again? That's a big freaking deal for the Vols. You beat your biggest rival, well, one of your biggest rivals, in your own house, dramatic fashion. you go tear down whatever you want to.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you did that because I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, you just look at Tennessee. I'm going to ask you a question. I want to see how close you come to this.
Okay.
I graduated high school in 2005.
All right.
Since that year, how many times has Tennessee won double-digit games?
Twice.
That's exactly right. They went 10-4 in 07. They went 11-2 in 02 and 22.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, this is a big win.
Mm-hmm.
And that program's headed in the right direction. And if I were the rest of the SEC, I would have to be looking around going, they've made it awfully cool to be on Rocky Top.
Mm-hmm.
You got Morgan Wallen, you got Peyton Manning. You got a lot of cool people that seem to be showing up in that stadium. It's deafeningly loud. And you got a quarterback that's a little greedy. I mean, do I think he's a great quarterback? No, I don't. He had a great half, though.
Mm-hmm.
For a half, he looked every bit of what he was promised to be.
And by the time he's a junior, I'm pretty sure he'll be lighting it up every week. But he's inconsistent, as you can only expect a freshman to be.
Well, I mean, and they have arguably the best defense in the country.
Mm-hmm.
That defense flies all over the place. Now, you took Tennessee, so I'm going to have to cop out and take stock down Jalen Milroe.
Okay.
What was that? I got into some, we'll say, disagreements with some other draft nerds around the draft nerddom of people saying, well, this doesn't typhoon his stock as a draft prospect. No, this confirmed what anybody with an IQ above salad dressing already knew, which is he doesn't have an NFL future because he's not an NFL quarterback. He can't make timely throws. The only receiver on this team that he can find with any form of consistency is Ryan Williams, who is unbelievably good and 17 years old, which is insane. I said stock down last week to Kalen DeBoer. DeBoer, as it is spelled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he is a terrible coach. I think he came into a situation that was no win. You weren't going to be Nick Saban. Nick Saban knew the minute I walk away, you're going to lose players. A couple of those guys went to Ohio State. A couple of those guys went to Florida State, and you lost a lot of depth. And you don't really have an alternative. And Jalen Milroe fits in this offense like I fit in a dress. Because Jalen Milroe's first instinct is to run. The best I've ever seen a Kalen DeBoer offense run was with Michael Penix, who almost felt like he was allergic to running at times. Because that's what it does. You have a bunch of weapons, and you have to make the right decision. He consistently doesn't make the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look at Alabama. Now, I heard them talking about this on the broadcast of, well, the weapons are not Alabama level. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you don't have what Ohio State's got right now or what Oregon's got right now. It's still good. You still got a slew of guys on this team that can play. And Jalen Milroe is just not one of them. He doesn't consistently win these big games. And if you think back over the course of his career, think about how much luck he actually needed for you not to have been saying this a year ago. The 4th and 31 against Auburn. That was a heave and a prayer. Yeah, it was a great throw. It also could very easily have been picked off in the back of the end zone if the corner was even paying vague attention. But he wasn't. He was playing the man, not the ball. So the ball shows up. He had no clue it was coming. Yeah, you had to make the throw. You also had to get super lucky. And I don't know if you've done what I have done. Have you looked at the quarterback class of next year? And I've said this a few times. I haven't come out with rankings or anything like that yet. That will probably be coming in the next, I'll say, week. Jalen Milroe, not an NFL quarterback to me. Shedeur Sanders, I'm good. I'll pass. How many guys do you actually feel like are franchise quarterbacks right now?
Ooh.
Do you feel like Quinn Ewers is one?
I mean, I feel like the potential is there.
I don't. All right, let me ask you this question. If Quinn Ewers decides, if he somehow had an extra year of eligibility and could say, I'm coming back to Texas, do you think Steve Sarkisian wouldn't go, you shouldn't?
No, he'd tell him to transfer.
Exactly.
I got Arch.
Yeah. I got Arch coming
I don't need you for another year.
That's not a franchise quarterback.
Right.
Well, that's how you wind up with Jalen Hurts. Yeah, you got unseated in college. That's a bad sign.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Beck. Is that a franchise quarterback?
Nah.
No. Dylan Gabriel.
No.
Jackson Dart.
No.
I like Jackson Dart.
I know you like him.
He's going to be way higher in my quarterback rankings than people think he will be. Drew Aller. Cade Klubnik. I keep coming back to one guy. Cam Ward. Cam Ward's going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft, and I don't think there's anything any of you can do to stop it. Because if you go back and watch what he did against Louisville, he was special.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an older prospect, and you know how I feel about older guys who do their best work playing against guys that are way younger than them. That's not Cam Ward. He's been this good forever. He was just playing at lower levels of college football. You're just now seeing him on the broad scale because now you finally have him with guys that are his level of talent. He's got a Xavier Restrepo and all these other weapons that he's got at Miami. If I had the number one pick in the draft, Cam Ward's my selection, and I would not think about it twice.
Really?
If I didn't get Cam Ward, I'll pass on every single one of these guys. And one of them will probably hit. I'm not taking the risk.
It's like I'll go get Travis Hunter.
I mean, and there is that. The top of this draft is really, really good at different positions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a big merit to that. That all these teams are going to need quarterbacks, and there's just not any there. So I start stock down Jalen Milroe, and then I'm going to say something that's going to sound a little strange.
Okay.
Stock down the SEC.
Okay.
I don't think you're good.
None of them.
I don't think any of you are good, are elite good. I think Ohio State would beat every single one of you. I think Oregon would beat every single one of you. And I think you would be in dogfights with a handful of other teams. Name me the team that you trust. You go into a game as a 3-point favorite, and you trust that they can cover that. You trust Georgia? Because you shouldn't. They had one good quarter against Texas. Outside of that, the offense has been stagnant at best.
Mm-hmm.
You trust Texas? Nope. You've let me down every single time you've been in a big situation since Steve Sarkisian got here. He got you to the dance. I'm not sure he can get you any further. Alabama, don't make me laugh. LSU, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're real lucky to still be here. And I can keep doing that. None of these teams are well-rounded. They all have a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to get a handful of them in the playoff. I would say you probably get 4.
I would say so.
Tennessee, I didn't mention Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is fantastic. Their offense is maddening.
Yeah, struggles.
By the way, when you're not consistently running the ball, Josh, maybe you should stop going so damn fast. That's just a thought. Their first drive in the second half was 2 minutes long. That was their longest drive of the game to that point. Every drive had lasted 2 minutes or less.
Wow. It's a good way to tire out that defense.
For sure. You should be really glad you're super deep on that side of the ball.
Mm-hmm. So you don't trust any SEC team, and you don't think there's an elite one of them.
I really don't. Now, once you get to the playoff, you got a lot of talent. And there's not many teams in college football that I really trust.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I trust Oregon a good bit. I don't really trust anybody else. I don't think Ohio State has the quarterback. I don't think Georgia is as good as people make them out to be.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State is your Penn State.
We'll see.
We've read this book,
well,
haven't we? Haven't we read this book enough times?
We got 2 weeks till Penn State, Ohio State. We'll find out something then.
You know who I think's better than people make them out to be?
Who is that?
Indiana.
Are they?
Indiana. Now, look, they got to get through Washington this week without their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team is better than people believe they are. They obliterated Nebraska in a game that was close for a while.
But is Nebraska good?
I think they are.
Okay.
I mean, and when I say good, I mean top 25 good.
Right.
I don't think they're a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I think Indiana's the top 10 team in this country. Like, if you told me right now Clemson played Indiana, I'll take Indiana, and I'll bet anything you want. Indiana played Maryland, I'll take Indiana. Or Maryland. Miami.
I was going to say, they already played Maryland, and they beat them pretty handily.
Yeah, if they played Maryland, I'll give you points and everything. I don't care. If they played Miami, I'd take Indiana, and I wouldn't think about it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Cignetti is a really good coach.
Okay.
And for me, it's actually better this way. Because who's your favorite? Your favorite to win a national title right now through basically 9 weeks of the college football season is who?
Oregon.
Is it by a lot?
I think it would have to be. No, it's not by a lot.
There you go.
It's a razor's edge.
Because for me, you could have said Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State. You still could have said Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You say Tennessee. And there's even an argument to be made for Penn State or Miami.
That's why I'm excited about the closer and closer we get to the playoff, the more and more excited I get.
I think the playoff inadvertently brought about that parity you were looking for in college football, because all these guys that weren't playing at Georgia went, okay, I can go play at Texas, or I can go play at Ohio State, or I can go play at Tennessee. And how many times do you hear it? And I noticed this watching Tennessee. How many times do you hear guys that are making plays at a Tennessee or a Miami or even a Clemson, BYU? How often do you hear that they came from those high-end juggernaut schools and they transferred after a year?
Yeah.
Then they came here and now they're superstars.
Yeah.
And because I don't have to. No. I can get in the playoff at BYU or Boise State.
Precisely.
Right now, your three Heisman frontrunners, one of them plays at Miami, one of them plays at Boise State, and one of them plays at Colorado.
Good point. It goes stock down for the SEC. Interesting take there. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We'll continue the daily draft, stock up, stock down from the weekend right after this on ESPN Asheville.
FEMA disaster assistance may be more than just the first check you receive. There's also assistance for temporary housing, home repairs, moving costs, rental assistance, and more. But you have to apply. If you're in a county approved for FEMA individual assistance, go to disasterassistance.gov. Call 1-800-621-3362 or find a disaster recovery center at fema.gov/DRC. Apply for FEMA assistance today.
When it comes to electrical needs in Asheville, trust the experts at Grigg Electric. Veteran-owned and operated, Grigg Electric is Asheville's #1 choice for electrical services. They offer a variety of electrical services for residential, commercial, or industrial installations in Buncombe, Henderson, Madison, McDowell, and Yancey counties. Call Grigg Electric today, 828-232-0021. That's 828-232-0021. Serving Western North Carolina since 1976. Online at griggelectric.com.
Sandstone Health and Rehabilitation is known for compassionate care for all across its 18 North Carolina locations. Whether your loved one needs short-term rehabilitation or long-term care, our exceptional staff and comprehensive services are here to support their recovery or ongoing needs.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling?
Because I love football.
Back in the Sportsocracy, it is daily draft time. Brought to you by Dale's Pale Ale. Stock up, stock down from the weekend. It all started off with Jeremy taking his Jets. Stock down. And then he went stock down for Jalen Milroe.
Because he is B-A-double-D bad.
And then went stock down for the entire SEC.
You're just not the juggernaut you used to be.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot at the top.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say the two best teams in America are not in your conference.
And that would be Oregon and Ohio State. I've gone stock up for Georgia, beating Texas over the weekend. Stock up for the Tennessee Volunteers for beating Alabama over the weekend. And then I'm going to go stock up for another leader in their conference, Miami. I'm going stock up for Miami because that was the last hurdle that you had to clear.
Yeah.
They just beat Louisville, and now there's nothing left on their schedule that even kind of scares you.
Nope.
I mean, Wake Forest? Does that give you any kind of pessimism?
They play Florida State this week, which they're a 21.5-point favorite. I'll go ahead and tell you, that's already a banger. You don't have to really worry about which way I'm going because they are going to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Duke, Wake Forest, and they have to go to Georgia Tech and at Syracuse. They're going to go 12-0.
They will be undefeated.
They're going to go 12-0. The question is, who do they play in the ACC title game?
Precisely.
It's probably Clemson.
I would say so. And I would like your chances in that. So undefeated Miami, very real possibility. They finish the ACC undefeated. They'll be the 2 seed, probably. 3 seed?
Probably the 3.
Yeah.
Because you get the Big Ten champion, the SEC champion, then them.
Fair enough. Well, depending on how many losses the SEC champion has at that point.
And then you'll get Boise State or Ohio or Iowa State. That'll be fun. They get to play Oregon.
Wouldn't that be the most ACC thing ever? Miami goes undefeated and then loses in their first playoff game.
Oh, I mean, whoever wins the ACC is losing in their first playoff game because they're probably going to get either the second best team in the Big Ten or the second best team in the SEC. That's not going to go your way.
Yep. And then, I'm feeling generous. I'm going to keep going stock ups here. I'm going stock up for Illinois because beating Michigan, okay, it doesn't have the luster that beating Michigan last year would have had, obviously. But when you did it in those kick-ass throwback uniforms, yes, sir.
Would like those.
Oh, those were fantastic. Don't you stop.
They've worn those before. You know that, right?
With the helmets?
Yes. They've the second time they've done that.
No.
That is the second time they've done that. I can show it to you in the break.
No, those helmets were amazing.
They were awful.
Stop
they
that.
Were terrible.
And that tells you everything you need to know about Jeremy Green.
What? Look, we look like it's 1912 and we got leather helmets.
That was by far the coolest thing that I have seen this week in football.
Weird. The Travis man I know thinks the Travis uniform combination I've ever seen is bad, but the Miami Vice uniforms were
terrible.
Awful.
Terrible.
Okay. In my day, we wore burlap sacks as pants. That's you. That's what you sound like, awful. Grandpa Simpson.
You're awful.
Oh, you got me complete. Stock up, Green Bay Packers. I thought that you had Lions Vikings drop off to the Packers, drop off to the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
What you actually have is Lions Vikings Packers drop off to the Bears. I'm not so sure that the three best teams in the NFC are not all three NFC North teams. They're all so good.
Mm-hmm.
I would not have thought that out of Minnesota, and I didn't really think it out of Green Bay. But that is going to be a fight to the finish. And as I said earlier, these NFC, we want our division teams. Cool. That's your reward.
Yeah, you're going to have to play
deal
Minnesota.
With Sam Darnold throwing to Justin Jefferson. Good luck trying to take care of that.
Yep.
Or Jordan Love throwing to 47 different receivers that are probably better than your two.
And Jordan Love. Because, I mean, there's no way those three teams, in my opinion, are not making the playoffs.
I would agree. I mean, because, look, the same thing I did in the AFC, I can do it in the NFC, too.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, Philadelphia in the East, the three teams in the NFC South, or the NFC North.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever one wins the South.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I'm not a fan of giving teams automatic berths for winning divisions. And probably San Francisco wins the West, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was Seattle.
Right.
And even then, I don't care. One of you's going to host a playoff game and get your just face mushed in by whichever one of those North teams they throw it in there against you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go stock up Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
And you know what? Stock up Washington Commanders. I get it. You beat a bad team. Your quarterback got hurt early, and even with the backup, you still came in and showed, no, this is a systemic change.
Mm-hmm.
This is not just, Jayden Daniels is that special. He is that special. But we can continue to put our foot down and keep the foot on the gas. I think Washington's better than Philadelphia right now, and I'm not sure it's all that close.
The Panthers are also that bad.
They're terrible.
So let's... I'll give you credit. I mean, Marcus Mariota came in, obviously had no designs of probably ever playing this season, except for in a situation like this. And they continued to frog stomp the Carolina Panthers. But I think that a lot of that has to do with how bad the Panthers are. I mean, that defense,
40-7 is, I don't care who you're playing.
That defense
you're playing an NFL football team.
Terrible.
Yeah, you're playing an NFL football team. I don't care. It's 40-7.
Yeah.
There's a reason that you don't see that score very often because it's hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Easier to do it against a team that averages giving up 40, though.
I don't dispute that, but your defense is not good, and they did absolutely nothing against you.
Mm-hmm. I give you credit for that. Okay, and then final one here. Let's go. Oh, I'm going stock down for the Texas fans. You just got to be better than that. You can't throw crap on the field. I don't care.
That pass interference call, yeah, you definitely can.
I don't care how mad you are.
Stock up officials who went, they're real mad. I think we boo-booed this. Now,
I just don't know that I've ever seen that happen before, where we conferred on the sidelines and we were so afeared that they were throwing water bottles that we went, you know what, we should probably give them this one. I mean, they got it right.
No doubt.
They absolutely got it right. There should not have been a pass interference on that call.
Oh, that was a horrifically bad
call. It was terrible, but I have never seen an officiating crew do that and then overturn the call. And I can't blame Kirby Smart for being just apoplectic about it.
No, you can blame Kirby. Sit down and shut up. They got that call right. That was gross, and you know it.
Yeah, but it's still one of those things you don't do. Even though they got it, you don't see that happen.
Well, I mean, to me, it's good that they did.
I agree. I give them credit for
I
doing
don't know
it.
where it came from. I don't know if it was the sky judge or the replay crew. I don't know what it was. I've never seen anything like it. I was so appalled by the flag that I got up I went to the bathroom. I came back, and Texas had the ball, and I went, what just happened? And Amy tried to explain it to me, and I went, that doesn't make sense. Let's go to Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Okay. All righty.
All right. That's right. I need a sixth one.
Yes.
Then let's go.
Yes, sir, you do.
Then let's just.
Don't you steal mine.
I want to say I want to give a stock up to Detroit, but that really wasn't. Screw it. I'm going to do it. Detroit. Every week they keep just proving we are far and above everybody else. And I get that it was only a 3-point win, so they're not like head and shoulders above the Minnesota Vikings.
NFL games finish that way. Stop worrying about how much team wins by.
It is insane how good this team can be, and to bounce back or I guess not let it affect you that you lost a team leader in Aiden Hutchinson last week. And then you come back and hand your division rival their first loss of the season in dramatic fashion. I get that you let an 11-point lead slip away in the fourth quarter, but you still hung in there and chewed kneecaps when it mattered.
I will go stock up Indiana football. Kirk Cignetti. By the way, did you see the towels they had at Indiana?
No.
So it was a white towel, much like they've given away in a couple games that you and I have been to this year, where it's just a basic, it was a quote, and it was from Coach Sy, and it said, study later. And they all had one. It was awesome. I also love that Kurt Cignetti was, and this is an older quote, but he was asked why he was the right man for Indiana, and he said, because I win, Google me.
Good for you.
I love a 60-something-year-old dude that's just like, eat it. You know why? Because I'm better than you. That's
right.
Why. We do have 2 Super Chats on the way to commercial break.
All right.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
First one was from Soaring Eagle, who said, stock down everyone at Alabama. Kalen DeBoer sucks on ice. So does Jalen Milroe, and stop saying he's a first-round talent because he's just awful. And you're right. You're right. I agree with everything you just said there. Now, I do think Kalen DeBoer, if he had a little bit more talent, would be in a better position. The only problem is that he's notoriously been a bad recruiter, which was a problem that I brought up when you hired him. And one more.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
Sir Jimothy, in 7 days, Devontae Adams lost to the Steelers twice.
Oh.
Thanks for that. Thanks for pointing that out. And he had about as much role in the second one as he did the first one, and he didn't play in the first one. Oh, God, I hate the Jets.
So much. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable, too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by GeneratorFranchise.com. Millions protect their homes from power outages with Generac home standby generators. Would you like to be part of this lucrative industry? Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer, has limited franchise opportunities in your area. Learn more at GeneratorFranchise.com.
The 2024 general election is right around the corner, and News Radio 570 WWNC is covering every angle of it for you. From the local elections right here in Western North Carolina to the state offices in Raleigh, and of course, the race for the White House. News Radio 570 WWNC is your official election information station.
This is an ad by BetterHelp Online Therapy. October is the season for wearing masks and costumes, but some of us feel like we wear a mask and hide more often than we want to. At work, in social settings, around our family. Therapy can help you learn to accept all parts of yourself so you can stop hiding and take off the mask. Because masks should be for Halloween fun, not for your emotions. Therapy is a great tool for facing your fears and finding ways to overcome them. If you're thinking of starting therapy but you're afraid of what you might uncover, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take off the mask with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/takecare today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/takecare.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
There's a lot of talk about heroes these days.
Hey, buddy, you want to go fishing?
The folks in the funny outfits with superpowers and spandex.
All right, buddy, let me help you.
But at Ingalls, we know that a lot of our heroes
Now you look like a pro.
are a little closer to home. They're the ones who give us what we need for those everyday adventures. That's why we look up to the ones who look out for us.
Don't forget your fish food. Catch a big one.
Ingalls.
See you later, Dad.
All the ingredients for family.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Fort Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
We are back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville Live here in the Ingalls studio, and it is time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
Don't do crimes. This isn't as big of a crime as the crime that I talked about last hour where, somebody...
Oh, did you
somebody
confuse your
shot
stories?
somebody. Well, I did not. I mean, it still falls under the crimes category. This is more of just a kind of a crimes against humanity kind of a thing, because in Prosper, Texas, apparently they're having a problem in the town of Prosper with local car dealerships not wanting to put license plates on their cars. So here goes the story. When Daniel Roca walked into his local car dealership earlier this month, he never expected to get swept up in a legal battle. The Prosper, Texas resident was simply looking for a replacement vehicle following the recent death of his son in a car accident, and instead, the already grief-stricken Roca found himself in the midst of a feud between the police department and the Longo Toyota of Prosper dealership. He went in for a test drive on the truck, and as soon as he pulled out of the dealership, whoop, whoop, here went the blue lights. And apparently, the dealerships are not putting tags on the cars that leave the lot for test drives and such. And apparently
That's not legal.
And apparently it's such a big deal that now the officers in town have decided that, well, since I guess we can't make them do it because they're not doing it, so now we're just going to start citing all of the customers that drive off of the lot. That seems highly unethical.
What, that they're citing the drivers?
Right.
Oh. Well, I mean, you got to do something. That's an insurance thing.
I get it.
That's the only reason you would do that.
I just feel like you're targeting the wrong person.
It's also
here.
incredibly stupid because as soon as that car drives off without being tagged, if they wreck it, then you're liable for it because you didn't tag it.
Yeah. But you go in for a test drive and end up with a $250 ticket because I mean, am I supposed to check and make sure that this thing has a tag on the back of it before I drive it off the lot?
As a guy that did once sell cars, I'm just going to bet you that something has gone awry with their insurance, and that's why they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my bet. Just a bet. Somebody in car sales can tell me if they've got a better theory, but that would be mine.
Yeah.
My story comes from the state of Washington. The Green Hill School in Chehalis, Washington. Now, the Green Hill School it's a juvenile detention facility.
Okay.
Which is going to make this story, which is already bad, sound worse than it is. I need to tell you that the offender in this is 31. The victim in it is 23. Michelle Goodman is the 31-year-old, now former corrections officer at the Green Hill School. Not been a great year for Miss Goodman. In March, she was arrested because she facilitated a fight between inmates and then was caught laughing about it.
Okay.
Now she's been caught because she had a sexual tryst in the bathroom with a 23-year-old inmate.
Uh-huh.
Care to take a stab at how she got caught?
She put it on her OnlyFans.
Not quite. This was for personal pleasure. She made a video of it.
Uh-huh.
They found her sex tape in her office, and they went, that looks familiar. She looks familiar. They look familiar. Yep, think I know what happened here.
Uh-huh.
That's a special level of dumb right there. She's now being sued by the other participant in the tryst.
Okay.
Saying she used her power and force to make it happen.
Ah.
Sounds like Michelle Goodman's not really a Goodman.
No.
Sounds like she's a Badman.
Yeah. Let's talk about the other games that we haven't discussed yet from over the weekend on this Overreaction Monday. We already talked about Washington a little bit. You gave them a stock up in the daily draft.
Yep, Washington good, Carolina bad. Moving
on. The Jaguars and the Patriots was the opener of Sunday's action in London, where the Jaguars beat the Patriots 32-16, and the Patriots are real bad. Jaguars aren't really great, though.
No, Jaguars are really bad, too. This was two bad teams playing in London. Nothing to take from it. I didn't feel any better about Jacksonville than I did. Tank Bigsby, he is the number one back in Jacksonville, and he will continue to be.
Mm-hmm.
Drake May is a pretty good quarterback, but it's going to take time.
Yep.
And Jalen Polt, I don't know what that was, but I don't know. Then you go on Instagram, and stop doing that. Stop going to social media to defend bad days. It makes way more of a story out of things than it should. And you've got a young quarterback. You're a young guy anyway. Just move on. Nobody expects you to win these games.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to fill slot. And I think New England's doing a decent enough job of that. You're looking at young guys in specific spots going, is that a guy that's going to be in that position when we are in a position to win games? They have a lot of no's on that team right now, but every week they seem to be finding a yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal. That's how you take a bad roster and make it into a good roster.
The Falcons fall to the Seattle Seahawks by 20.
Mm-hmm.
They got thumped 34-14. Are the Falcons good, bad, and different?
Turn the ball over way too much. Kirk Cousins has a weird thing where he doesn't really seem to sense pressure at times. I've never fully understood it. It's always bothered me. But look, what was your takeaway here? You know, we've got Seahawks fans in the chat that are going, "Oh, Seahawks great, they won by 20."
Mm-hmm.
What did you do that's replicable to win a game by 20? Was Geno Smith great?
No,
he was fine. He had a stereotypical Geno Smith day. DK Metcalf was really good. DK Metcalf got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Did you run the ball particularly well? No. League average. Was your defense particularly sweltering? No. You allowed Bijan Robinson to run for 100 yards. Kirk Cousins, outside of 2 turnovers, was not awful.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't get in the end zone. What exactly is it you're wanting me to take away from this? You're a 4-3 football team. You are the definition of a 4-3 football team. Do I think you're good? No. Do I think you're bad? No. You're going to live in that spot where you've lived. When the power rankings come out tomorrow, I'll bet you anything you want. Seattle is either 16, 17, or 18.
Mm-hmm.
It's where they've lived because that's who they are.
Yeah.
You don't do anything particularly well.
What was the story with DK?
Knee. He got, I think it was either Bates or Simmons. I can't remember which one. One of them hit him going out of bounds, and he just kind of landed awkwardly.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a big deal, but, I mean, Seattle, to me, if you look at the course of the season, the book's really out on who they are. You lost at home to the New York Giants. You had lost 3 games in a row directly preceding to this. I never told you the Falcons were a great team. Did I think they were going to win this game? Yes, I did, because you were a West Coast team coming east. I've made a living betting those games for a long time, especially when the talent's pretty similar. You came out prepared. Atlanta didn't. Congratulations. That gets you exactly 1 win. This week you play the Buffalo Bills. They're going to mush your face because they do something that you do not defend well. It's in your building. You're going to win over the Rams. You go to the 49ers and lose. You're going to win over the Cardinals. You're going to keep alternating losses because you're about a 9-8 football team.
Right.
Might be 8-9, might be 7-10, might get lucky and go 10-7. Do I think you're a threat to anybody? No, I don't. Because do you really, honest to God, look me in the face and tell me Geno Smith's going to beat Jared Goff or Sam Darnold or Jordan Love or Jaden Daniels? The answer to that's no. So, I mean, congratulations. You're probably going to go to the playoffs in a weak NFC. Maybe. You may not. You may be the 8 because you may get 4 teams from the NFC North. But I don't think you're a threat to a soul.
Buffalo Bills, 34-10 win over the Tennessee Titans.
You will de facto win the AFC East. I don't think you're great. You're fine. You're in the top 6 or 7 teams in the NFL. That's not going to change because the high side of the NFL is not very good. The high side's really good, and then there's a meaty clackers that's still left to be decided, and you have a better quarterback than they do. But you struggled with a Tennessee Titans team that came out and at one point had thrown 16 passes and run it 5 times. Meanwhile, those 5 carries had 42 yards. Brian Callahan, dude, I don't know what you're trying to do. Will Levis nor Mason Rudolph are worthy of holding the jock strap of Joe Burrow. Stop trying to treat them like they are. And then you kept doing it, and it became abundantly obvious to Buffalo what you were doing. All they had to do was shut down Tony Pollard. And they did. And as soon as they did, you were done.
Colts over the Dolphins.
That was the most unwatchable game I think I've ever seen in my life. Anthony Richardson basically looks like he's running the veer at times. I am not afraid of the Colts. The Miami Dolphins have way bigger problems than Tua Tagovailoa. And if I'm being really honest, and I'm not saying this as the former Jet fan or anything like that, I'm still a Jet fan, but you know what I mean. I don't care anymore, Jet fan. I think you owe it to Tua Tagovailoa to not bring him back. You're not a Super Bowl contender with him. You're barely a playoff contender with him, and I don't care because what happens if this happens again? Within 6 weeks? What do you do now?
Yeah.
At some point, you got to use some common sense. If this team was 5-2, okay, I get it, but you're not, and you're going to bring him back here. Guess what? He doesn't fix your offensive line. He doesn't fix the fact that you have 2 receivers that can catch a pass. He doesn't fix the fact that Mike McDaniel just seems obsessed with running 3 or 4 running backs per week, no matter who's actually being productive. Raheem Mostert snaps right there with Devon Achane. Achane was twice as productive as him. Mike McDaniel's not a good coach. He's not. I think he's everybody's buddy, and he wants to keep everybody happy, and he's doing it at the expense of his team. And you tell him I said that whenever you have your reunion.
I will. And the Rams beat the Raiders. There's nothing we can take away from that.
No, the Rams, as they said, are not a threat to anything. But you got to be careful letting them hang around.
Absolutely. And I believe that's all of it. Well, Bengals-Browns. We didn't really discuss that game much. I mean, did the Bengals have more hope after winning this game?
This is a game you had to win.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the problem for Cincinnati now is that you're 3-4. You got a game coming up with the Eagles. You still got, one with the Ravens that's in a couple weeks. You got to go to the Chargers. You still have to play the Steelers twice. You go at the Cowboys. There's a lot of landmines, and you don't have a lot of room for error.
Yep.
Good thing is the AFC's not great, so you might make it at 9-8.
All right, tonight, Monday Night Football. We got a doubleheader, 8:15 down in Tampa. Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What's your pick, Flostradamus?
Well, I mean, the first one's easy. I have no faith in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
This is a primetime spot. This has absolute kill spot for Baltimore written all over it. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that this is going to be 40-7 like Washington was with Carolina. It's a 3.5-point lane. To me, that's a joke because that means that Baltimore would probably not even be catching a full touchdown at home. That's insane. So I'm taking Baltimore minus the 3.5. I will say this goes over. I don't think either one of these defenses are. I know Tampa Bay's is not good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Baltimore's is all that good either. Having Mike Evans that's a big deal. And the one thing I will caution you, Marlon Humphrey has not been great the last couple years. Mike Evans is not what he has struggled with. I look for a Chris Godwin game. I think you're going to get a lot out of Chris Godwin. You probably get some random Trey Palmer or Jalen McMillan, somebody that hits one over the top that gets put on Wiggins on the opposite side. I don't think it's enough. I'll take Baltimore minus the 3.5 over the 50. The other one is what gets hard.
The Chargers at the Cardinals.
That line stinks.
9 o'clock kickoff, and the spread is what right now? 1?
Cardinals are a 1-point dog. That line absolutely stinks on ice. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals to win under the 44.
There you go.
I think that is going to be the grossest game you have seen in a long time. 17-14 Cardinals.
Okay. All right. Cardinals and the Chargers tonight. Baltimore and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll have the recaps of both games for you tomorrow right here on ESPN Asheville. Plus, it'll be a
Power Ranking Tuesday.
And we'll see you back here on ESPN Asheville at noon.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere, somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Haywood EMC, your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, is powering a brighter future for our community by offering college scholarships, education grants, athletic camps, and much more. Serving the rural residents of Western North Carolina with affordable, reliable, safe services and open communications for over 80 years. Learn all of the ways Haywood EMC is working in the community at haywoodemc.com/community.
It's time to kick off the perfect tailgate and take your team to Ingles. Chips and guac made fresh in store every day. The best meat in town packaged fresh every day. And smiling faces giving you their best every day. Let's be real. In the South, football season is our favorite season of the year. There's a lot to smile about, especially with deals like these. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. This is JW with Parks Ford Hendersonville, and I'm so excited to introduce our first Parks Promise community hero, the American Red Cross of Western North Carolina. The need for blood is so important, and in the summer months, the need is even greater. Did you know that you can donate every 56 days? Save lives this summer. Head to redcross.org to schedule an appointment or find a blood drive near you. Congratulations to the American Red Cross, our Parks Promise community hero.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Sunshine continuing to be our friend here over the next several days. I mean, going to throw in a little bit of fog each morning coming in, but other than that, it's going to be pleasant and dry. The overnight lows are going to be manageable too. No more 20s and low 30s. We'll be in the low 40s for the rest of the week. Today, sunny and 75, 42 tonight, and then tomorrow maybe a little fog. Same thing on Wednesday morning, then sunshine in the mid-70s. From the Weather Channel, I'm Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by Norton 360.
October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Boost your online security with Norton 360. As PC Mac's most awarded security brand, Norton blocked over 219 million threats last year. Stay ahead of cyber threats with Norton 360. Get up to 58% off at norton.com/secure.
Is joint pain, soreness, and achiness getting in the way of your best life? Football legend Emmitt Smith refuses to back down to pain. That's why he's a huge advocate for QC Kinetics and their natural approach to getting you relief.
Look, we get one trip around, so I wouldn't ever let pain stop me from hanging out with my race team, traveling with my family, or golfing with my friends.
Emmitt's got it right. And QC Kinetics uses regenerative medicine to relieve that never-ending pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, and back. And the best news, there's nothing foreign being introduced into your body. Just your own body's natural healing properties. No surgery or no downtime.
If pain's holding you back, maybe it's tennis, pickleball, running, hiking, or spending time with special people in your life, what are you waiting for? This is precious time. Get out there and get over to QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.